All right. Let me got my shit all fucked up.
Nice. Glad
There
you.
we go.
Glad you're controlling this.
Yeah. Well, I didn't set up my key
I'm blaming
bindings
on
because
you.
I'd had to change everything, so I wasn't able to just hit a button to switch to the right frame. And I got so many scenes set up right now that it makes it very difficult to go through them all. So, hello everyone, thank you for coming checking us out. This is The Rough Craft, the show where we make rough drafts and drink good crafts. And tonight we're doing the Writer's Craft with a good, huh? Oh, I'm
Nothing.
just pushing through it, just plowing through it.
Okay, good because you cut out really bad
Oh,
for some reason. To me,
yeah, no, I'm
for me,
sure
you cut
it's
out. So,
yeah, it's probably fine here. Yeah. So
oh my
tonight we're doing an
gosh.
episode of the Writer's Craft with me and Matt, and we're doing it with our great longtime friend Bryan Pierce. So hello, Bryan. How are you?
How's it
And
going? I'm doing good, man. How are you?
not too
Good.
bad.
Glad
I'd
to
give you
hear
an
it.
introduction, but I'm not good at introductions. That's what I'm working on that one. Is there
It's okay.
any accolades you want me to tell the people about?
Accolades? No, I don't
I think
think
that's
I have any of
important.
those.
I don't have too many.
You don't have
Matt,
any
Uh,
accolades?
man, it's
Magic,
real.
magic guy.
I mean, what do you want me to brag about? I got nothing, man.
Is that what you were talking about earlier when you were talking about cards? You was talking about Magic. I wasn't sure if you was talking about
Oh
poker
yeah,
or
me and
Magic.
Matt were talking about. No, yeah, we were talking about Magic, and
Good.
Matt was Yu-Gi-Oh, like a 13-year-old. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
lost a little bit of respect for him, but it's okay.
Yeah,
We're still
Magic is
friends.
your
Magic's
ass.
definitely the one.
I kick your ass in magic.
If I was gonna play
Magic is.
a card game, I actually got a shitload of Magic cards right here behind me, but they're from like 2014, I think.
Oh, dude, there might be some hidden gems in there,
Uh,
man.
yeah, I think I got a couple
Like
like
we,
Planeswalkers and
A
stuff,
lot of
but
the
you and
really good cards are old.
yeah. Well, we don't have time to go through them all. So, what we doing?
So,
Let's talk about some updates. Since it's November now, so we're gonna go ahead and
sure is.
talk about something pretty important, Matt.
Book Watch 2020.
And
okay.
talk about Book Watch 2020. What's going on with the book, Matt? You get any new news from the editor yet?
I mean,
You finally made the graphic.
I made the graphic, but that's not all. There's
Yeah.
other graphics to come. Not many, but others. Every week, I
what
like to
are
try
we
to.
talking
The
here,
editor.
fellas?
I like to try to
I
push
talked
the
to the
production
editor.
value up every week or every episode. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no! It's Bookwatch 2020. I talked to the editor yesterday, and everything should be ready by tomorrow. Tomorrow at 6. So very excited for that, and
Oh, really?
get it back. Yeah, get
That's
the
cool.
back, get to see what her comments are, fix them, and then go to the publishing house. So that's
That
exciting.
sounds really cool, man. Congratulations.
That's really awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm glad to finally.
Worked hard on it.
We'll actually have something to talk
What's
about
that?
with it next time we do a show.
Maybe my own writer's craft. How about that?
Yeah, man.
Oh
You're the
yeah,
star.
see, I thought about that.
All right, when it comes out, yeah, I'm excited for it. I can't wait.
I got to,
Cool.
but I got to read it first. So
Yeah, we gotta take a look first before anybody else, man.
no.
Well,
He
I
sent me
will
like
make sure
an
y'all.
older copy of it. I haven't read it yet.
Oh, okay.
He's a terrible friend.
I've had it for months. Like his first, like I think it was like well, not your first draft of it, but I guess pretty close to the first one, right? But yeah,
Yeah, it was like second from the final draft. So,
yeah. So
but you're a terrible friend.
yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say that. But yeah,
So-
all right. That's Bookwatch 2020 for November.
You want to go ahead and talk about go ahead and get the beers out of the way so we can get into some take your shot.
Yeah, because I'm tired of drinking this fucking tin cup
Yeah,
whiskey.
I'm excited. I've been wanting to get a sour beer, but I keep not doing it. So I just asked the beer store guy today if they had any good beer, sour beer. So I got one. But anyways, speaking of the beer store, the beers today is brought to you by our sponsor, the beer store. They sell beers. Make sure you head to your local beer store and get you a beer today. Don't hesitate. Buy them now. All right.
I will definitely make sure to hit them up for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the beer store. They're good. They have a lot of beers in that beer store.
All right, cool.
So
We also have another sponsor that we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
what's that? Hot Dog Sunday. You gonna do a here? Let me do a Matt
Sunday.
Matt plug for Hot Dog Sunday.
Hot Dog Sunday. Well,
They're a
Hot Dog
Facebook group
Sunday.
that
Yeah,
talks
they're-
about skateboarding.
Yeah, they do
Pretty much.
skateboarding. They also
That's
make
it.
some merchandising and stuff. They're trying to start a podcast. A lot of different stuff. It's some Nick Lawson, right?
Oh yeah, I know the name. I've heard you guys talk about him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think I
It's
ever
it's
met him.
him and another buddy of ours. They some stuff they're doing. They got, which I'll actually show it so you can actually see it. Matt, we did a thing with him one day, and Matt's like hot dog Sunday, and he did it real quick. But this is some beer coaches that they made for us. And,
All right, cool.
I don't actually have my beer glass, but they made a beer glass for us with our old Rough Craft logo. It's really awesome. But let's go
I
ahead
think I,
and
s-
you might have seen it if you watched one of the
Think
older
you've seen that?
episodes.
Yeah.
you think I've seen that? I think I saw you. I don't know. I think I saw a picture of it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll
It's
start
probably on Facebook then.
talking about the beer that I have today. The beer that I have
Beer?
is gonna be the
All right,
Victory.
Brian, what kind of beer are you drink? Are you talking about yours?
Yeah, we gotta
You,
go.
yeah, you
There's a
completely
speci-
cut Tom off
There's
there,
a
man.
specific
What?
order that we have to do it because that's how I have to set up the scenes, Matt.
You really
I'd
just
love-
jumped the line, man.
I'd love to have somebody else
Yeah,
go
come on.
first one day, but it's just consistency. It's easier this way. Anyway, so I got Victory Sour Monkey Sour. What's that? Tripel? I don't know. Beer. It says tastefully tart, mystical flavors, fruity notes from imported Belgian yeast swirl through a precise souring, pucker up to a bite of citrus-laden tang, ending with a delectable experience. So I'm excited to try this. I don't know if I've had a really good sour beer yet.
That sounds kind of interesting. I'd be down to try that.
That's one of the best parts about doing the show is you have an excuse to try new beers every week.
Yeah,
Or
I could always
every
use
time we
something
do one of
new.
these. So what you got, Matt? What you drinking on?
Hey Matt.
You there,
Hey
Matt?
Matt. Hey Matt.
Has Matt muted us?
I don't know, man.
It looks like he's got something going on. Messing with his
Matthew.
cables and stuff. Yeah, I guess he can't hear right now, so just give him a second.
Oh no. Okay. Until then,
we can't do this show on our own. We need you, Matt.
why?
Well, while he's doing that, I'll just talk a little bit more about this beer. Go ahead and get this out of
All
the
right,
way.
cool.
So
Yeah, tell me all about it. Let's go. Come on,
give
man.
me a good pour of this beer.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Man, this thing is nice and yellow.
Ooh.
I don't know what I thought it was going to be. I don't know if this is. I don't know much about beers. That's one thing we always reiterate here is we are not a beer review channel. We're just some guys that like beer, so I don't know
Yeah,
shit about
you
beer.
just kind
just
of
like-
learning as you go.
Yeah, I
kinda
just like
thing.
drinking them.
Yeah, I feel that.
Boy, that is fucking tart.
Dude, this is weird. Danny's like watching this in the next room, and there's like this a little bit of delay. So every
Yeah.
few seconds, I hear what I just said, and it sounds so weird. Like I feel like I'm in the fifth dimension or something, man.
That's one of the kind of good things about doing this is I've gotten very used to my own voice. So
Yeah, I hate the sound of my own voice. At first, I
Most-
did not want to do this at all, but you know,
yeah,
I
most
love
people
you
do.
guys, so I,
I think
said
it's natural.
whatever.
It sounds different when you hear it than when it's coming out, but I've gotten used
Yeah,
to
it's really
used to
weird.
it, so I really don't mind my voice now. Matt, what's going on? Let me see if I can.
Danny's yelling at me and stuff now. I don't know. I am in the fifth dimension, dude. Matt, are you there, dude? What's going on? Can you hear us?
Yeah, for some reason my sound just shit on me.
Okay,
so you
well-
hear nothing.
So you're good
Pull its
now.
pants up and let's go. Come on.
Yeah, I'm good. All right, yeah, I'm holding this up. All right, good. My
Okay.
beer's Rat River.
River
Rat.
River Rat or Rat
Yeah.
River?
Yeah,
Come on, pick one.
River Rat. What is that beer
It's one
called?
of those.
Because I was looking it up. I ended up finding it, but it took me a minute to look it up because all it said was River Rat. I don't know if that's if they're all the same. They just have different cans or what.
Yeah, I think they have different cans because this one said this was inspired by like some spray painter or something.
That's tie dye.
They're called graffiti artists, man. Put some respect on that.
So
Pretty good. It's pretty good. That's all I'll say.
pretty good. Is it
Let's,
an IPA?
let's wrap this up.
All right.
That's
So what do you
Let's wrap
got? What do you got, Brian? What you drinking on today?
I'm just drinking on Angry Orchard, man. I like Angry Orchards. They're good. They do the job. They're tasty. You can't go
and
wrong with them.
I like actually when it comes to hard ciders, my favorite is red strawberry. Is my favorite.
Never had that.
Dude, they're delicious. I
Had
chug the shit out
apple.
of those when I get them. So
I'm not a huge strawberry person. I don't know.
I got you. Oh, I am. I'm a big strawberry guy. Real big on strawberries. So, I guess let's go ahead and so what do we go? We're just gonna go straight into some take your shot.
That sounds good to me.
All
Cool.
right. Well, this fancy new graphic number 3. Let's play take your shot. That's how it's gonna sound when I
Jesus
finish
Christ.
doing it. I held the
Cool.
mic away from my face, so hopefully it wouldn't be so loud. But I guess not.
It was pretty loud.
Good. That's what I was going for.
My dog is startled.
My apologies. So take your
What, you
shot
took
is a
out your
game,
headphones?
game that we play here, where we come up with a random prompt, or we find a random prompt via a random prompt generator. And we take that random prop, and we each have 5 minutes to come up with a new story off of it. And we each take turns. Before you take your turn, you have to take a shot. I think in this case, Brian doesn't have any liquor, so he's just gonna
No.
drink some of his beer, and
Yeah.
then so you take your shot, and then you take your shot at a story. You have 5 minutes to come up with a new story idea. Then afterwards, we all read our stories and shit talk each other about how bad our stories are.
Okay, so I guess I need to relocate to where my laptop is in that case.
If you have just pen and paper, that works. I mean, you don't have to. It can just be quick, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, that's how Matt actually. I think you write all your
I
pen
could-
paper, right?
I could
Yeah.
probably just I can use the notepad on my phone. Can you guys still see me? Is everything cool?
No, we cannot.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Uh,
Oh, if you could try to bring yourself back, because now
Okay,
Matt's camera went to you. And
oh
you,
no,
it's-
Matt.
I'm Brian.
the whole thing.
I'm Brian
It's so finicky the way we have
Sorry,
to do
man.
this. I keep looking up new ways to kind of set it up, but I can't find any.
Well, one
so-
day, one day.
I'm trying to think.
Hang on.
What
Let me grab this, and I'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Have fun looking at my ceiling. It's pretty cool.
I like the way you can not only see the ceiling, but you can see the
The shadow of the ceiling fan.
shadow of the ceiling fan. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, but look, I got some stuff all around here that shouldn't be on camera. So it's like looking around.
That's
like,
weird, man.
what?
This
What's
this
up?
beer, this beer, it doesn't taste like anything. I can't like I was gonna say green apple at first, but it's not even like an apple. It just tastes sour. I guess the best thing I can say is it's like you're biting into like a Granny Smith apple,
I like
Except-
Granny Smith apples. They're good.
and it has that kind of like dry, bitter sourness to it, but it's not got any like the flavor of an apple though. So it's really
It just
weird.
tastes like a Miller Lite.
Matt, you're alive. I can't see you, but you're there.
I paid $10 for a Miller Lite.
Why would you pay $10 for a Miller Lite?
because it's River Rat.
It has River Rat. It ratted me on my
Round
money.
and round. All right. So what we normally do is I'll get the prompt generated and I'll post it in the Discord, so you can look at it. But I don't know if you'll be able to look at it through the Discord. But I'm gonna tell you, and I mean I don't know
Cool.
what we'll be.
You got-
I'll-
do you-
what?
Brian, what are you using to write?
Right now I just have WordPad pulled up on my laptop.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he can just type out the themes.
But
Okay.
yeah, I want to go ahead and I'm gonna generate it now. So the main character, the way it works is there's gonna be 5 different let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different parts of the prompt. There's a main character, character 2, a setting, a situation, a theme, and a character action. And you got to put all this together to create a quick 5-minute short story. So the main character is a woman in her late 20s who can be quite judgmental. Character
Okay.
2 is a woman in her 70s who can be quite judgmental. Oh boy.
Why is everybody so judgy?
I don't know. It's a bunch of assholes, I guess. Setting is the story begins in a restaurant. The situation is a reunion's taking place. And the theme is a story about a hunt. And the character action is your character sets out to change everyone's opinion. So let me
Oh,
pop-
God.
This sounds like a fun one. They're all fun.
Okay, so we're trying to change someone's opinion on hunting. Is that what I'm?
So it's-
They're
That's
on
what
the
I'm
hunt.
gathering
It doesn't
here.
have to be like. It doesn't have to be like animal hunts. It could just be like a
Oh,
hunt
boy.
for a secret treasure or something like that.
I don't know anybody that's trying to find El Dorado, man.
a hunt for Red October.
Well, you can write the story.
So
All right,
I
we'll
guess
see what
now's
happens.
another time. I can go ahead and pull. We got us a new clock, guys. We got us a new timer. It's a lot
I like that.
cleaner in
I like
here.
that clock.
Yeah,
You really did a good job on that.
I'm a big fan of it. I found an app for it and just built into Streamlabs here. You're able to do a lot. And the only thing I did is I just added in a little background to fit the theme that we already have going on. So
Nice.
now,
Good job. Burping the mic too.
do you
Yeah, there you
need
go.
me to burping in the mic is cool, Matt.
Yeah, man. I'll try to remember. I'll do it next time.
If you need me to, I can go over it again.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I got some notes. I got woman in her late 20s, woman in her 70s are both pretty judgy. They're at a
Yeah.
restaurant. something about a reunion, and I got to change their mind about hunting.
It's a story.
That's
about
what I'm
a hunt,
gathering.
and yeah,
Oh, it's a story about the hunt.
It's a story about a hunt. And your character sets out to change everyone's opinion. So you pretty much hit the nail on the head.
I am not a bitch.
You summarized that pretty good, pretty well.
Okay, I don't know. That's I was a little confused, but all right, cool.
Well, those are all
works.
those are all the key points that you have to put in your story.
Yeah, everything that you
Okay,
just said.
cool.
If you put all that in your story, you will hit all the points. Matt's very judgmental, just like these women, when it comes to scoring people. So if you don't put your shit in the story, he's gonna be an asshole to you.
You have to get all 5 points to
Okay.
even qualify.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
It's 6, and Matt's here to win it because it's a competition to him.
Well, little does Matt know, I'm very competitive, so you're on, my
And
guy.
I'm just here to drink alcohol with my friends and have a good time.
That's what I thought it was.
That's
I thought
what-
I was
that's
just
what
gonna come
assholes
chat with
think.
my
So
buddies,
I
but
win.
now I got to compete with Matt.
I win. I can leave. See you guys later. Have fun.
Competition
With this
See
that
you,
I
Tom. It was
always
cool.
lose.
Later, man. It was nice. So what's up, Matt? How are things on
Who's
your
going
end?
first?
I never
Oh.
left yet. We got to figure that out now.
Okay.
So, who's going first? It's
Not me.
I think what we always say is we let the guests go ahead and decide the order.
Yeah.
Let's start with you. Let's start with you, Tom. Let's do that in that
Ooh,
case.
I think that's the first. Is that the first time that's ever
That
happened?
is the first time you've had to go
I will
first.
tell you, since you picked me first, I'll go ahead and let you in on a thing.
Okay.
I think all of our guests so far have never went last. They always say that. So that's a trend that they've done. You don't have to follow it. You can go last if you want to.
No, I want to be different.
I believe one of them said at one point, "I ain't no bitch. I'll go first." But
That was Logan.
Man, now I feel like I should have gone first. I feel like a bitch, kind
Too
of.
late. You already called it.
Hey, you can still
well.
go second. Matt's like, I'm going third, you son of a bitch. It doesn't matter to me. Or second. But okay, so one of the toughest parts about this is, which speaking of which, let me go in. I know this is like I keep thinking like we have to keep the ball rolling, but this is a live stream. Stuff happens. You have to slow things down. It's not.
Yeah.
As long as we're here. But
It's gonna be okay. No one's dying.
Yet.
speaking of which, do we got anybody watching?
Does it matter?
Danny, that's
Also,
about it, probably.
Speaking,
Danny's
speaking-
watching
yeah,
in the next.
Congratulations, by the way.
Room. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. It's gonna be fun.
I didn't know if you were, saying anything. So,
Hmm?
but I know.
Let me go and I'm gonna.
If you know, you know.
If you're in the know,
If you know, you know.
I don't know, but I think I know what I don't know. I have two guesses.
Trust me, you don't want to know.
Man, I had a train of thought, but so it's up to you. Usually, I recommend people try to like mute people or take their headphones out whenever they're doing the story. The only issue is it's tough to know whenever your time's up during that thing.
Discord.
We got a new timer. We still haven't figured out a better way to do that sort of stuff. So, it's up to you how you want to do that. So we'll just wave our hands frantically whenever your time's up. I'm going to go first.
Can you explain that again just a little bit? Danny came in and wants to know how she can join the chat, and I told her Discord, and I was trying.
YouTube
Sorry.
Well, she
you
can't.
joined the YouTube chat.
I was going
I
to
don't
say she
know.
can't join the Discord because then she'll join the call, and that would kind of.
I got a little distracted, so
Yeah,
can we get that one more again?
Yeah. Whenever it's your turn, usually like I recommend people like taking their headphones out or something so you don't hear people and it distracts you while you're trying to write. But at the same time, that's kind of tough because you're it gets hard to know when the time is up. So whatever you feel comfortable with, and we can frantically wave our hands and let you know when your time's up whenever it gets there.
Okay, cool.
But give me a second.
Now, is there any way we have to do this, or is this just
No
free
just-
range?
Yeah, free range, 5 minutes to write a short story and hit all those
Boy.
things that we said.
Cool boy. All right.
So you two can just once I get this started, you two can talk amongst yourselves.
All right.
Trying to figure,
Sounds-
see now I'm kind of in a pickle because of these headphones I don't want to take them off and it end up disconnecting. So I think I'm gonna have to listen. To you
You
guys
can just
while I'm
listen
doing
to us while you're. Yeah, you just have to
Yeah,
listen to
that's-
us,
that's what I'm
and then
gonna
I
do.
can tell you when your time is out.
it. Well, the computer's gonna tell me. I don't need you. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and take my shot, and then I'm gonna take my shot.
All
All
right.
right, sounds good. So, Brian, how long are you gonna grow that beard out?
Man, dude, I just have not trimmed my stuff.
Get
up,
to the
dude.
hard
I know
question.
it looks terrible. the hard ones. Yeah, these are life-changing decisions. I need to do
is.
something about it though. It looks pretty bad, I know.
No, it's not that bad.
It's a little overgrown.
You're a little wispy. You're a little Asian-y.
Yeah, it's that's bad, man. I don't think you can say that kind of stuff anymore.
No, I mean that's not bad. What you just said was bad.
No, it wasn't. I'm not a bad thing in my life.
We had a guy, last Writer's Craft. His book was about the slave trade.
Okay.
So we interviewed him about that.
I hope he was
he's a
on
nice
their
guy,
side.
He's a great guy though.
All right.
but-
I think I need to meet him first, but okay. I'll take your word
I mean, it
for
wasn't
it.
anything. It wasn't anything bad. It was just
I'm just messing. I'm kidding.
yeah. But like when you first see the summary of the book or read the book, and it's like, oh, this is about the slave trade. Like, oh man.
One of those things that throws you off for a second.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if you take the time.
Yeah, we were questioning about whether even having him on.
Okay. Well,
Because
that controversial, eh?
there's just this one scene in his book. There's a tree involved, and it's not great.
1 sec, Matt. I'm sorry.
You getting yelled at?
All right. I'm answering questions from the audience. Sorry.
What kind of questions?
I've just.
We're
I
supposed to
don't.
be asking the questions. We're gonna get
All
to
right.
that
All
thing
right.
after this.
I'm back. I'm back, baby. What's up? Let's do this. Come on. Fire away.
Well, we're not asking questions right now. We're just gonna be
Okay,
after
cool.
this. After this
Oh,
section.
Good. I don't feel like
You
talking.
got your
right
notes
now
ready?
anyway.
We sent you those questions earlier.
Yep. I think I'm ready. I think I got an idea. It's probably not a good one, but it's an idea.
I have to refer back to this fucking episode just to remember everything you said.
Do you plan on getting that drunk, Matt? I'm gonna forget this whole night. This whole
No, because I
hangout
know
session
when I
with your
go
friends.
through when I'm telling someone my story, I'm just like, what did I tell them? Because I like that idea I said. I wish I remembered what I said.
It's all good. That's why you should like just keep get a voice recorder, man, and just keep it on you at all times.
Pull out one of those.
That would be cool. You can get them for like $20 probably on Amazon. Probably less.
Yeah, but
So.
how are you gonna? Well, I guess you can play back those cassette tapes. They just
You don't have to. They're digital now. You don't have to buy cassettes, man.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on, we're not dinosaurs.
well, that's the way I'm picturing. I'm picturing those little cassette tape ones that detectives used to walk around in the New York movies.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, jeez.
But now you
Speaking
got
of
phones.
movies. Huh?
I said,
I was
well, now
gonna
you
say-
got phones and you just record.
Yeah,
yourself
exactly.
talking.
You could just keep your phone recorder on. But speaking of movies, anything good recently? I'm trying to find something good to watch.
I bought every extended edition of every Lord of the Rings movie. So
I've never seen the Lord of the Rings movies, and my buddies give me so much shit about it.
I'm gonna give you shit about it. It's like one of the greatest
It's-
movies ever made.
I just never got around to it. I've never hated on
movies.
it or anything. I just never got around to it. It doesn't seem that interesting to me, to be honest. But I'll
Tommy,
try it.
Tommy, the biggest fan of The Hobbit I know, has never seen the fucking Lord of the Rings movies.
I've seen the
Really?
fucking movies. I just haven't read the books.
Get back to work.
Oh, I'm working.
He's seen them once.
Working on the.
He's seen them once and then falls asleep every time he watches them again.
I have a bad habit
that's-
of doing
they're
that
boring,
sometimes.
man.
Look, man, some people like stuff, some people don't like stuff. To each their own, man.
Yeah, people like Star Wars. Can you believe it?
Dude, I know. What the fuck is that about?
I hate
Man,
Star
okay.
Wars.
So, when I was living in Greenwood, right, there was a drive-in movie theater, and my buddy Tyler, he loves Star Wars. So, one of the new, I guess, whatever the newest Star Wars movie was then,
Mhm.
he wanted to go, so we went and snuck some beers in or whatever, and we were doing it. And, like, during the entire opening intro, the music that they play during the credits, he was just, Tyler, he was just mouthing along to it, just being as
Tyler-
loud and obnoxious as he possibly could.
Yeah,
Um,
Tyler. Don't say his last name. but-
Come on, Matt, you got this.
Tyler P.
Yeah,
Tyler Perry?
Tyler
Okay.
P.
Yeah, Tyler Perry.
You got Tyler Perry. That's it. Yeah. Come on, Phil.
Have you talked to him recently? How's he doing?
Yeah. He's good. I just helped him move to his new place in Greenville. A
Is he
week ago.
married now or something like that?
No, he's seeing a girl. They're pretty serious. They just got there. Well, he
sees
moved
a
in with
lot of
her.
girls.
And
Sees a lot of
yeah.
guys too.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Listen, I don't know.
Please.
All right, guys, that is my time.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Oh, that's
Right.
so that's funny. Hold on. So it's funny. Danny followed the stream, I think, or did something at the same exact time that the timer ended, and the sound effect that I have for it is the exact same sound. So they both went off at the same time, and it was funny. Anyways,
Thanks for the
Like,
stub.
strange.
which I'm surprised. We're on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. It showed a
I'm
follow.
watching it right now.
I guess maybe we've never seen people follow it before. It showed the one that was from Twitch. So
We never see people.
I didn't know YouTube had a thing. So, anyways, or maybe I
Brian,
fucked
so
it
who's
up.
next?
Maybe I have it fucked up. Yeah. So who's next, Brian?
I guess I'll go first. Just wave frantically.
You will
I
not
should
go
be able to
first.
see it.
You
I
will
meant,
go
I meant
second.
next. Second. That's what I meant. Fuck me.
This
Okay.
was. I will tell you, this was a fun one. It was tough. Listening to you guys rant about Tyler Perry, but I got there.
Okay. All right.
See you in a bit.
All right. Here we go. All right. Time starts now.
Well, take you a good swig of your beer first.
Wait, I have to get a new one actually.
Matt, did you talk about any of your questions during that time frame?
No, I forgot we were changing this thing.
Matt's a
so-
terrible host
we've
of this
kind of-
show.
I mean,
Yeah,
I feel
I'm
like we've
fucking.
kind of-
I'm
we've-
awful.
we've
I'm
kind of
awful.
always
I
done
don't
that.
like
It's
talking
really
to people.
bad.
You look cute with your hair behind your ears, though.
Dude, it's in my face all the goddamn time.
Cut it.
No. The wife likes it.
So,
Gives her something to pull
No.
on. Oh, speaking of which, you having any more babies anytime soon? What's your plan on that?
Me? Yeah, we're thinking we're gonna have one more after
fun.
Evie grows up a little bit.
Yeah, I
Um,
told me and
only
my
gonna do
wife
two,
the
though.
plan is right now is depending on because she's very nervous about childbirth. Let me know whenever you're ready, Brian.
Oh, I guess I'm good. I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Timer is started. You gonna
All right.
leave your headphones in? It's up to you. Oh,
Yeah, probably, but oh well. Here we go. Enjoy my ceiling. It's really fucking cool, man.
So.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, what I'm telling her, she's nervous about it, and she's kind of small, so that's part of it.
Yeah, Brittany is tiny.
Yeah, it's so funny because I never notice it until I see like a picture of us beside each other. I'm like, Jesus Christ, who's this short woman sneaking up on me?
You're like a full torso ahead of her.
Oh yeah, Matt, there's a hand. What's she trying to do?
Says hi, Megan. What? There's
Oh,
a sticky note that says hi, Megan. I guess Megan's watching.
cool. Thanks. Hey Megan, thanks for coming and being a part of the show.
But anyway, but yeah, we're planning on having one more. Just
Yeah.
one more at least. So,
Well, I told her
Have
because
a full set.
I don't know if I've announced it on the show yet. My wife is pregnant now, and we are super excited. What? Man, just heard
Congrats,
about it for the first
dude.
time. Thanks, man.
Merry Christmas.
Super excited about it. We was planning on waiting like a year or two, but you know how things get in the moment. You,
Hot and heated.
I need it. So what our plan is, or what my plan is if she has this baby and she's like, you know, that wasn't so bad. The sweet baby that I get was totally 100% worth that. And if she's okay with it, then we're fucking churning them out. Like, well, how many? Well, I'll say pick a goddamn number, and that's how many we're gonna have. And then I want to have them all as close as possible. I don't want to have 2-year gaps.
Jesus.
That's my plan.
A 2-year gap's good. Me and Joseph only had like a 1-year gap, and it was me and him fought all the time. So
Yeah, me and my older brother did
2-year
too. But I
gap.
think
Me
it's
and- me and
I think it's
Timothy-
better that
Me
way.
and Timothy never fought.
Because I want to have a baby, and then have a baby, and then that be it, and I want to get it done as soon as possible. Not that I don't want to have kids. I want to have kids, but obviously, I mean, I wanted the life sentence to be over as soon as possible because that's an 18 to 24 year life sentence you're signing up for. So I want to keep them. I want to keep it condensed.
Oh, I guess also news. You got a new job. How you liking it?
It's not bad. The new job is partially to blame for the lack of content and stuff. We actually, I think, we posted about it on our social media, but we had a episode recorded like last week, but I don't know if it's going to see the light of day. I've been working on it, but it's just there's a lot of technical issues in it, and a part between me not having enough time and me not feeling like going and doing what that episode needs to get it done.
Yeah.
I like the premise that we had. a lot.
I think the story we came up with was great. I like
Yeah,
it.
I really like it. I really like it. And it sucks that it had all those trials. It reminded me of what was it? Pirate's Life from Age. Like it feels like it fit
Yeah.
inside that world. It helped would build on the lore and mythology of that world.
Okay, let's see. Now we got back chat. He's saying my wife said that you need to wait at least 18 months before having another baby after your first one, because
I'm gonna assume that
things.
I'm gonna assume that's like a female thing. Like there's
Yeah, I'm assuming.
okay, yeah. I mean, if there's like certain technicalities involved, yeah, of course. I'm
Sure.
not gonna like baby's
Hey,
done. Put another one in there. My fucking parents did. Me and my brother was
Well,
11
that's what my
months.
sister did, and then she has Irish twins.
Yeah, is that what they're called?
Yeah,
Uh,
when they're born within a certain time frame, when they're the same age for like a couple a
okay,
month
so
or
that,
two.
yeah, that's what me and my brother
Irish
is
twins
then.
are.
Me and my brother's
Huh.
11 months apart,
Mm-hmm.
and so I would like to do
Then
that
you're an Irish twin.
just to get it all done with. But I mean, it's up to her. I mean, at the end of the day, like I have my way, but I'm not like some super feminist or anything, but I realize the toll that it takes on her body, and the women have to go through a lot more during her pregnancy than the man does.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely at the end of the day up to her. But if she says I don't want to have a baby, and then 3 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, she's like I do want to have a baby, I'm like I don't know about that. I don't know.
It just depends
Maybe
how you feel.
if it's like one more, I think that's what I should do. I should pick a time frame. Like I don't like it's kind of like I don't care how many kids we have, but we have a time frame to have all those kids in. So
Right.
let's say the last kid, because if we have 3 kids, then the third kid will probably be like 4 or 5 years apart, maybe more
Mhm.
between the kids. So if we want to have 2 kids, you got 5 years to have those 2 kids, something like that. Because like me and my brothers were. Me and Alan were super close, and then my youngest brother, he was I think 2-3 years younger than me. So that's my plan. Hope you guys are enjoying the rough craft. Oh, that's the time. That's time.
Oh no, I was.
Oh
All
boy.
right,
That's what every guest says.
man.
During this game.
Okay, this is gonna be suspenseful, man. Now I'm. Oh man, I left myself on a cliffhanger.
He's like, what's
Oh.
gonna happen next?
Tune in next time, Dragon Ball Z.
So, but
right,
I mean, let me ask you though, like, is the process of it do you consider now that you're done with the hard part? Do you think the whole setup is like it's kind of fun, right?
Oh yeah, it's pretty fun. I like this.
It's like I like thinking of it as which originally the whole idea was we was going to shotgun a beer. Matt came up with the
Okay.
idea we were going to shotgun
Take
a
your
beer
shotgun.
and then do
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Put a fucking shotgun in your mouth, write a goddamn story. And but I feel
Man.
like that's what
Getting dark in here.
I feel like that's what it is the you're shotgunning a story real quick, and you can definitely feel it, I think, in the moments and stuff like that. And it's super fun. I think me and Matt's at a strong advantage between the guests because we've done it more than they have. But I like to think our guests are better writers than us. So
Yeah.
at least
I mean, no.
well,
Matt-
that's not fair. Matt's actually a writer. I'm
you see what
not
Matt's
really
got
a
coming
writer,
up.
so.
Matt, I'm gonna need your help eventually, man. Help me out whenever this.
Of course I
thing's
will,
done.
dude. Just,
I
you
I
don't
don't
just
know
come-
anyone.
I got to be honest with you. That's one of the funniest. Well, we'll talk about it later, but I think Matt's process is terrible when he's doing these, and I hate Matt's stories every time.
No, I wanna hear Matt say. Yeah, Matt, is the thing you're doing now?
you're gonna be
is it the
you're gonna
same-
be let down once he releases this outline of his 5-minute story. You're gonna be so let down. It's not gonna be what you
It's
think.
terrible.
Of it at
It's always terrible, but
all. Oh,
Come
you
on,
finally
man.
admit
Don't let me down, dude. Don't let me down, Matt. I believe in you, man.
Matt
I've
doesn't
always
write
had faith in
a
you,
short
dude.
story. He writes a short plot summary, point by point.
See, yeah, I don't
It's
know.
kind of tough
Oh,
not
yeah,
to.
Matt, yours will be better than mine in that case.
But anyways,
I don't think this is
whenever
gonna work.
whenever you're ready, Matt, you got your liqueur of choice ready.
yeah, get my tin cup.
Your 10 cup. That's nice.
Yeah, it came with this whiskey, tin cup whiskey.
Really, that's cool.
So you just got like a little shot glass kind
I
of
need
thing.
to. Well, see, my thing is the reason I get all these little, like mini 100 milliliter things here is because my worry is like I'm not a big liquor drinker, but I like to get like if I'm gonna have some time off, play some video games, I want to get like a good little buzz. The best way to do that is with some liquor. But once you start getting that buzz going, you're like, I want to keep it going. You start drinking more liquor. So if I have a bottle of it in the house, I'm just gonna run through it. And so I can't do that. But I'd love to have like a
Been there.
nice good liquor that I pay like $40-$50 for and have it for these things. But I know myself better than that.
What did Russell say? MV. All right. I'm gonna take my shot and
All right.
take my shot.
Give me the thumbs up when you're good to go. That's a cool shot glass. Look at that clean line up under his neck. Boy, he's worse than I am. Give me a thumbs up when you're good to go.
Woo. You got this, champ. Come on,
There you
man.
All right.
right.
Timer is
That's my
started.
boy. That's
Dude, that
my
was
boy.
crazy. So,
All right.
and I don't know if Matt talked to you, but the plan is during these take your shots, we'll go ahead and start talking about some stuff. And Matt said he totally forgot about it. It's not a big deal. But while we're here, I want to ask you some questions. And I think
All right, let's go.
so. For the story that we're talking about right now, that me and Matt read earlier, do you have any plans for it moving forward? What exactly is I guess your fucking plan for it? What do you got going on
What's
for
my
it?
fucking plan?
There's
What's the
a
fucking
better
plan.
I didn't want to come off saying fucking plan. It was I said plan once and I was trying to find
Well,
a
that's
better
what I would
word. I was more
expect
cussing
from you,
at
but it's
myself than
cool.
anybody else.
That's
So,
fine. That's totally
yeah.
a question I would expect coming from you. Yeah, I think I wanna actually move forward with this one. It's kind of cool. I don't know, everything else I've ever done, I just seem to scrap it because I just always hit this plateau. I always hit this wall, but
know exactly
I'm gonna
what you're
try
talking
not to
about.
let that stop me this time because I really like this idea. It's super rough right now, but I've got it like the imagery's there in my head. If that makes any sense, that's what
Yeah,
keeps
yeah.
the whole
No,
thing
I'm
floating.
I'm with you 100%. I'm exactly the same way. That's why, like, with this show, that's why Matt's so fucking important. Is because I consider him actually a writer. I think,
Yeah, dude, Matt's really fucking good at what he does. He sent me some stuff, and that's what I was trying to ask him if the thing that he sent me a couple years ago is what he's getting published, or if that's I don't know.
and like for me, I'm very similar. I'm always back and forth, and I'm just all my stories are in my head. I never sit down and write anything. Very rarely. I don't want to say it's like work, but that's how I have to make it to me to actually sit down and do it. And now that we're doing the
I
show,
could see that.
it's kind of like I have an excuse now because I'm like I'm doing this show, so that's where my free time goes.
Yeah.
But this show has been very great for me. And I think for anybody, whatever your hobby side thing is, you need to make that your focus. And I think if you're working on 5 stories at once, as long as you're working on something and progressing, it really doesn't matter. But I do the same thing. I have like 5. I have this whole fantasy world built up in my head that I haven't written a single story for. I got outlines for stories. The way I always say it is, I have this big world I created, and I'm looking for the story I want to tell within it, and I still haven't found it yet. But,
Oh man, I completely understand that. That's like nail on the head. That's what always happens. It seems like that's pretty much what always happens with me.
I will say,
but-
slight spoiler alert. I really dig what you have going on. I have some questions about
Oh,
it,
thanks, man.
but I
Okay,
really
cool.
dig the setup that you have for your story and
Thanks.
or
It's
the
it's
world
very
that you're
young.
building. It's and no offense, but it's hard to say it's necessarily a story just yet. But it's
No,
definitely
yeah.
it's in the world building stages, and I
It's-
dig the because what you're doing is very similar to the way as to what I like to do is crafting the gods, crafting the mythology, figuring it out, and knowing what this world is, and then building on it
Yeah.
from there. I
Yeah,
dig
you
it.
gotta have a foundation, and
Yeah.
I think the foundation's probably it needs to lie in not just your characters, like your main characters and stuff, but you need the setup. You always need the backstory for everything, and sometimes you don't get that right up front. Sometimes you just you always learn things as you go with a story. But
Yeah.
this one kind of I really have to put the foundation in the beginning, or it's not. It wouldn't make any sense.
And I'll say,
It would- yeah.
don't let any motherfucker rush you into writing a goddamn story. You'll write it when you're good and goddamn ready.
Exactly, and that's why I put everything off for so long that I just
Yeah,
kind of
me
gave
too.
up on a lot of them. I've been doing everything on my phone with this one. I haven't actually cracked open my laptop to sit down for a good 3-hour session or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
but-
that's all my stuff.
There's-
Like, I have pages and pages of notes.
yeah, my notepad's cluttered. I have separate folders in my notepad for separate things. Like I've got card lists and stuff for decks I'm building, and then stuff for this, and
Yeah.
then my to-do list and shit. And
Yeah.
for some reason, all my stuff for the stories, like little pieces, are just in every folder.
Yeah, you have that
It's-
notion
it's
of once I
everywhere.
actually sit down and write it, I got tons of material. I just
Oh
you know,
yeah, boy, I've got it. I just
yeah,
gotta put it together.
I'm totally in the same boat with you. Which one
I
day,
got the puzzle.
and what sucks is I hate keep going on this tangent because I got other stuff I want to ask you, but what sucks or the way I feel about it is I have this mentality of if I started writing this story 3 years ago, there's so many things I've already changed within the world, and so I'm like,
Yeah.
it wasn't even ready then. But at the same time, if I'd have wrote it then, I could have a fucking story written. Just the memories of our guests that have been sitting here watching us ramble for 20, 30, 40 minutes. It's
What
a
is
woman
time?
in her late 20s who can be quite judgmental, a woman in her 70s who can be quite judgmental. The story begins in a restaurant. Fuck! A reunion
Tom.
takes place. It's a story about a hunt. Your character sets out and changes everyone's opinion. I think I can weasel in the restaurant. So
Is it in the?
Okay.
Is it on the paper?
is your ages on the paper?
Yes.
Then it's a shitty
you
story,
can-
Matt.
Huh?
Then you wrote a shitty story. Anyway, so
You can guess with mine. I don't know. I think mine's
exactly.
No, I
you
was
don't have
kidding.
to
No,
say
no,
the age. I think it's implied that they were at a restaurant.
Okay. Okay, that works.
We'll see where it goes.
Sylvia
we'll see where it
walked
goes.
along the side of her house. Fuck, I said her house. No, it is not. Sylvia walked along the side of her house. She hated these things almost as much as she hated her name, but her parents wanted to name her after her grandmother. Gran was a bit of a cunt, Sylvia thought. But hell, wasn't like she had never heard that. But hell, it wasn't like she'd never heard that about herself before. Sylvia, where are you at? A voice rang out. Coming, she said. At the same time, her voice was echoed by an older voice as well. She shook her head and went to the backyard. Time for the hunt, her father said. Ugh, she hated these barbaric traditions of theirs. But it is what it is. At this point, Gran walked up. Why are you wearing those shorts? She said with a scowl. This is the hunt, girl. I can hunt better than anyone else here, no matter what I wear, Sylvia cut back at her grandmother. Then the gunshot went off. Sylvia ran for the trees, and then she waited. Everyone ran past her, and she waited longer. After they left, she started searching the area around her. In a pile of leaves, she found it. The stuffed bear her dad always hid for the reunion, and slowly she walked back to show them she was the best. The end. No, it didn't happen at a goddamn restaurant. Fuck!
Man,
I fucked myself. I was like, I can imply it. I could not imply it.
it's
No,
okay.
I'm
They
sorry.
they went out to eat before the story took place. That was the epilogue.
They were eating at the house. It was in my head the whole time.
You can write a prequel and just go back and change some
All
stuff.
right, guys. Give me 5 more minutes. Give me 5 more minutes.
All right, Brian, your turn. Read your story.
Oh, it's gonna be really short.
Your short story's short? I don't believe you.
It's gonna be really short. I think I thought about it too much. Okay. I sat across the table from Aunt Janet and Grandma. And you expect me to believe that's okay? Asked my aunt. Of course it's okay. It's sport. Uncle Dave watches sports. She didn't like that response. Football and hunting people are two completely different things, and one of them is not a sport. I knew this was going to happen eventually. Nobody ever approved of my big game hunting trips, but they never hated the cash money it brought in. Ivory still goes for a pretty penny, baby. That's how I bought that stupid island. Well, I had to sell coke too, but that's not important. So I have a lot of trophies. Then I stopped counting how many when Aunt Janet kept asking me stupid questions about why it's dumb to hunt people. Well, it's fun. And that's all I had before you told me time. I don't know, man. I thought I was going somewhere with it.
No,
but
I think that was definitely good. And I think, again, like Matt
I wanted
said,
to be
like,
funny, but I
that was
didn't have
good,
enough
man.
Material.
that's a common trend I feel like with our guests so far. They kind of hit a brick wall at the end there because the timer.
Yeah.
But
I was trying to slide
So-
more jokes in there, but it just didn't work out.
so
for me.
far, I'll tell you from your version of it, definitely better than mine. And I feel like usually the guests do end up doing that. I don't know if you guys are trying to do really well so you run out of time or what it is, but like, yeah, that was very good. Like, I thought you did.
Thank
it
you,
was
man.
very clean.
Well,
Yeah,
well
for
And
see
it
what
was
I like
funny. It
about
was
when
definitely funny.
what I like about having these guests on, who are writers, is they want to show that they're good writers,
Yeah.
so they go all out. Doing
I
that.
don't have that problem.
I don't either. Awesome's the point.
Can I plug a sponsor really quick, you guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Uh,
here for. think this was for free?
ExpressVPN. No, I'm just kidding.
ExpressVPN.
Yeah.
I like to promote a sponsor, NordVPN.
NordVPN. No, I'll get
NordVPN.
Express. Come on, man. Free
Right,
code. Buy Danny's plants. She ships internationally. There's all kinds of rarities and stuff that you won't find around. We really had to jump some hoops to get some of these fucking plants, dude.
As long as you're
if you want some
cool.
cool house plants, or if you know somebody wants some cool house plants,
as long as you're happy about them.
And so
I mean,
where
they take
can
down your
you
fucking house, but
where
I'm
can you
more
find
than
them?
willing
You're
to.
trying to get rid of these plants.
You can find just I don't know, hit me up. I'll find a way to get in touch with somebody.
I'll try to at some point put some links to your Facebook or Twitter,
Yeah,
whatever it is you use in the description.
Does Danny actually sell plants?
Yeah, she has like I was telling you guys earlier, we have like an entire room of our house that's just plants. It's just like a grow room, like a nursery.
Wait, does she actually sell them?
Oh yeah, she just grows them and sells them and stuff.
See,
a lot
earlier
of people
you said
love houseplants. Apparently, I didn't know there was like a
man.
huge plant community, but there is.
At the beginning, you said buy some of Danny's houseplants, and I was like, "Is there a website called Danny's Houseplants?" If there isn't,
there will be eventually. No, I don't know. Maybe an Etsy page eventually.
Check out Squarespace, one of our sponsors here at the
that is a good point. Let me go ahead and real quick actually bring up one of our real sponsors. The beer store, where you can buy all the beer.
We're back,
they
baby.
Sell the beer, and you can go there and buy beer from them, and they'll give it to you for the money.
I wish I was at the beer store right now because I'm about to open my last beer. I wish I would have known about the beer store sooner.
I'm glad.
You're going to be talking a lot here in the next section. So
beer store.
Go to the beer store.
Ask Danny to give you some of your plant water. Her plant water.
Plant water? I don't think plant water will do anything good for you.
It depends on.
Check out that ceiling, boys. Oh yeah.
So,
dude, look at that.
Let me think.
That's pretty nice. No wet spots or anything.
I know, dude.
It's looking good.
Painted this whole house before we moved in. It's fantastic. No, we really did paint the whole fucking place. It took forever, but it was cool.
Yeah, it's always fun to paint.
It's painting's not bad. It's home now, so it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, that's where you want to live, at your home.
Yeah, dude. It's better than my car.
So real quick,
you living in your car at one point?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying it could be. Things can always be worse.
You still driving that little Honda?
Honda?
Yeah.
Not the same Honda you saw. I totaled that one. I have an 02 Civic now.
What car did you drive up? What car did you drive down to my house that Halloween?
Oh shit! I forgot about
it was either the Ford Focus that I was driving for a while, or I may have been borrowing my sister's Jeep because that was when I had that Nissan Maxima that just like crapped out on me. So.
I have that picture hanging up in the picture of all four of us together. I have that picture hanging up in my living room.
Halloween parties. I'm sorry I couldn't go to the past few. I had a job for 2 years straight that wouldn't let me come to Halloween.
Hey Brian, you know what I got hanging up in this very room right now?
Oh, I don't know, man. Do I want to know?
Can you see? Can you see it in the corner back there?
I see a blank corner. That's what I want to see.
It says 2017 Mario Kart Champion.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did win. Oh yeah. I was a little too plastered to go around curves. I don't know.
Did we draw on your face that night?
No, not.
Okay.
We didn't draw on your face.
We drew on one of Emily's friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say nobody drew on your faces.
The reason I won that
dick move.
The reason I won that tournament is because everybody was done at that point. I was like, nah, I don't want to play. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll play. And then the guy beat the shit out of me, and he said, we can play one more, and I somehow won. And then I fucking bragged about it because I wanted to win beer pong, and I lost.
Yeah, it's okay. I lost too. I lost to Rebecca. That was funny, man, because I just remember little Becca being like in my freshman English class, and I'm like, fast forward, I'm like, now she's beating me in beer pong. Life is just a weird fucking thing, man.
We gotta get together again at some point.
Dude, man. I know we really do. After this whole, the end of the world thing is over, that'd be cool.
Whenever the world ends, then we'll.
Whenever the world's done ending.
We'll all play beer pong in our 30s.
Yeah, dude. We'll play virtual beer pong over Zoom. That's what everybody's doing now.
See, the reason we didn't go with shotgunning beers is because we don't want to shotgun beers online when we're in our 30s.
It kind of makes us look a little.
A little creepy.
I get where you're going with this.
And then to get the camera angle and stuff, it's just who needs it?
We're just enjoying a beverage, talking about things that men talk about. It's just a manly place for men to do manly things.
Speaking of which,
weird being being weird. It feels weird being in your 30s, doesn't it?
I'm not 30 yet, so don't
You're not
fucking
30
push
yet.
it, buddy.
30. 30.
Back the
30 next
fuck
Saturday.
off, Matt.
Back the fuck up. I just turned 29 2 weeks ago. I'm not. Don't put 30 on me yet, dude.
I'll be 30 next Saturday, and I'm kind of just like,
Oh, Matthew. I'll come to the funeral for your youth.
thanks, I appreciate it.
No, that was like Danny's like idea. She was like, I'm gonna have a birthday party on my 30th birthday, and it's just gonna be a funeral for my youth. And I thought it was great. I'm ready,
Good
dude.
idea.
I've got my funeral clothes like picked out and everything. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun.
All right, let me go ahead and just read this bull crap.
I don't know,
Bullshit
man.
that
I
he
think it
wrote
might be
for
great,
this
Matt.
episode that we're doing.
You're good at what you do, man. Come on, don't let me down, Matt.
Mm.
I've always trusted you.
Real quick, I thought we were done with this. I totally forgot we still got to hear your story.
No, we still had Matt. We just like really derailed
Dude,
the conversation. For a
we
minute.
sure did. It's like we're.
Alright.
It's like we're.
How
having
do you
an
forget
episode-
about your friend, Tom?
It's funny. It's like we're having an episode with a longtime friend versus just some guy that we met on the internet, who are all great.
Hey, man.
You are all
Hey.
great, Logan and Sean. You guys are fantastic human beings. I enjoyed
Logan
you
and
guys.
Sean.
But
Let's
we've
all
known
hang out
Bryan for-
sometime.
Ryan, remember when we were walking down that road in Myrtle Beach and then got pulled over by
Tom, did we ever tell you that story
I
really
don't
quick
know.
before we get to Matt's thing? Did you ever tell him that?
I think so.
Oh, we had.
Did
me and
somebody
Matt went
say
to the
my name's
beach.
Tom Sawyer and run out of Walmart? Because I know that happened once.
You told me that story. That was pretty funny. We went to the beach, and like as soon as we got there, I was underage, of course, and Matt was always buying me smokes, and so we get to the hotel, unload our shit, and the first thing we do is walk to a gas station, and some cops like just pull up beside us halfway through, saying we fit the profile of some guys that robbed two old people, and I don't know. I was just like, I just want to buy my underage cigarettes and get out of here.
Young and handsome, don't you wish you could fit that profile again?
Yeah, I'll never be there.
We were surrounded by cops, and
There was
they
two
made
cop cars, dude. It was stupid.
and they made us face one way while another car, a caravan, drove past us to see if we were the guys.
Exactly, because we fit the profile. It was like, what the fuck?
And
How
the
many,
old people,
how many old people get robbed at the beach?
and the old people were like, "No, that's
Probably a
not them."
lot more than you would probably.
And then,
guess
you know
assume.
what? And then as soon as the cops are like, okay, you guys are fine, while we were in the parking lot at that gas station, Matt went inside and bought cigarettes for a minor, and then we went back to the fucking hotel.
A minor.
And that's how we started our beach trip. Hell yeah, I was
It's-
17. Matt
It's
was
so
buying
funny
my
looking
smokes.
back at that stuff. Like you're like, I'm almost 30 now. I'm 30. Matt's 30.
God, I know, right?
And you're like, remember that time you bought me stuff when I was underage?
Yeah, it's not fun anymore when you're not,
It's funny.
Young.
Whenever I would still buy cigarettes, I always felt more weird buying cigarettes than I did buying beer.
Why's that?
I don't know, man. I never felt weird about buying beer. Like, I shouldn't be buying beer. But with cigarettes, it always felt, I don't know, it felt like I was doing something illegal, even though I never was.
Really? I don't know. I think our parents, like, because, I knew you, like, I knew of you, like, when we were really young. And,
You
like,
knew of me. Me and Bryan literally grew up on the same street when we were like fucking kids.
Yeah, but we never really hung out or anything.
Yeah,
I was
I
always
don't
with
thi- yeah.
Brandon and Tyler.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Oh, wait. We're derailing this shit again. Matt,
Yeah.
you got that story.
Matt, tell your goddamn story. Quit
Hit me with the
sidetracking us.
magic, dude. Let's go. Yeah, come on, Matt.
Lacey goes to her high school reunion at J. Peters.
I like where this is going.
She is laughing at all her past classmates, seeing how fat and drunk they are. She happens to see an old woman there.
Hold on. I was about to say, Lacey sounds like a judgmental bitch. That is the story we're going with.
Yeah.
She happens to meet her old teacher, Wanda, who is 70 years old and retired. The two sit together in a booth and laugh at all the old classmates that they had together. Oh, I lost my place.
It's okay. Take your time.
Suddenly, a man comes in screaming about a murder most foul. Everyone hunts for the murderer. The two women find the killer. They try to tell everyone, but everyone is so mad about how the old women laughed at them, they don't believe them. Then the woman convinces them that the person is the murderer. That's my story.
That was good, Matt.
Matt, that was a Pulitzer Prize award
I know,
winning
right? It's great.
graphic novel esque
I know.
type story. We
favorite
just
story
didn't have
you've
any
read.
That's
animation.
how I
far.
do these stories. I do plot point by plot point by plot point. Sometimes I don't even tell how that plot point happened.
Which, and our guests that watch every episode, and also those people don't exist, will know I've already said this before. Is it's so funny because me and Matt, we've talked a lot about the different writing styles, and and I think Logan or Sean gave us better vernacular for them, but there's the seat of your pants writing, and there's like the plot point by plot point writing. I'm a plot point by plot point. Like the stories that I do have, I've plotted that shit out, and then I go through and expand on each of those plot points. Matt, he just fucking starts writing and he figures it out as he's going. He's got characters.
Dude, I can do both, and I have to do both, man. Sometimes I have to sit down and just hammer it out. Sometimes I gotta stop and think, you know.
I think on a certain level, yeah. That's definitely how you have to go. But it's funny because Matt always describes himself as a seat of his pants writer, but when we do this, he does plot point, and I'm more of a plot point writer. But when we do this, seat of the pants, so it's kind of like it takes a different writing strategy for you to do this, and it's super fun and interesting. I really enjoy it.
It's that gun to your head feeling, man. It's like you got 5 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, that's that shotgun. Maybe we should shotgunning.
Take your shotgun. You guys had a good idea, man. I don't know why you turned it down. Take your shotgun. Start shotgunning beers, dude. I don't want to be on that episode, but
if we were 19, then yeah, I'd say
19. Could you imagine being 19 again, dude?
Oh boy.
No,
I don't know if I'd want to be 19 again. 19's not the sweet spot. I'll tell you that much. I don't know if I had to do night. I don't know. I'm not upset with my life.
Well, that's good.
So
I'm perfectly happy with that.
I'm worried I'd fuck something up worse than I did the first time.
I mean,
everybody's like,
we could have all fucked up more.
Everybody's like, if you could go back in time and do things differently, what would you do? I'm like, I could do things differently now, and I'm not doing them. So why would I take the chance? I had a lot of fun when we were younger, so I'm happy where I am now.
Hey, Matt, I have a question really quick. Danny wants to know why you didn't go to the high school reunion.
I wasn't invited.
So why you no go to our reunion? You weren't invited to your own
knew
reunion?
where it was or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well,
it was all there.
A lot of people, I guess. Danny told me it was fun. She had fun. So I didn't go. It's not my reunion.
I would have.
Thank God 2020
I was
happened
invited.
anyway.
I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
But I live 2 hours away now. So
no, I feel you. Yeah, it would have been you got a kid and everything. Yeah, high school reunion would have just been a hassle. It's who cares, right? Like I'm not going to go to mine. It would have been this year, but you know.
Was you a grade below Matt?
Yeah, I was a grade below you guys.
Oh shit! I always thought you guys were the same age.
No, I was a grade below.
I'm a grade below you and Devin, Tommy.
Yeah,
and then Bryan was a grade below me.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you get invited to your high school reunion?
Me?
Yeah. Bryan.
Oh, I don't know. There was a Facebook thing, I think. I don't know. Ask Emily if she saw a thing about ours, because I never got a direct
that's
invitation.
Right. Emily was a grade below you.
Yeah, Emily never got invited to her high school reunion.
Yeah, I never got invited to mine either, so I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they didn't even plan one.
Yeah, I existed until I win the Mega Million. Then
I was about to say, who the fuck goes to those? But I guess Danny went to hers.
I mean, she
Danny
had fun, so
went to the high school reunion. He was bitching out you because you didn't go.
Who, Devin went?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think maybe at the time I probably wasn't at a point where I was happy with myself, so I wouldn't have wanted to go. But me and my wife.
I'm glad she had fun at our high school reunion that I wasn't invited to.
I didn't get invited to mine either. Don't feel bad, dude.
Yeah, that's like right. MB said. Yeah, she wasn't invited to hers either. So I mean, people just get lost in the details. I mean, I didn't stick out. I'm mostly hung out with people a grade above me or a grade below me. I didn't hang out with anybody my grade besides like maybe Danny on certain parties, like at Levi's or something like that.
I think Danny was definitely in our core group of friends.
Yeah,
that's what was cool about our group of friends. It was definitely it was very varied. I loved Westside.
Matt, how did it become me and you like hanging out a lot? I forget. How did we start? Who was it that introduced us? I forget.
I think Melissa, because I used to date Melissa.
That's what it was. Yeah, we were at the mall and you guys got kicked out by a security guard or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
remember that now.
I met my current wife because she was best friends with Melissa at
That's
the time.
true. That is very true. Yep.
So
Oh, I've known Matt's wife since we were in the 6th grade, man. What a fucking small world we live in, dude.
Well, I mean, we're all from the same town, so it's not.
Not everybody knows that. We could have made it seem like we were cool people from like California.
I don't think at this point people are like, these guys must be from different parts of the world. I don't think
Exactly. We could have kept it. You could have kept up the ruse, but you ruined it. Come on.
You remember
man.
when we were 19 and we went to Myrtle Beach? Boy, that was a long flight from Japan. Wasn't it?
Fuck! I forgot. I totally
yeah,
fucked that one up at the
I
get
didn't
go.
become best friends until after I stopped going to the beach with my parents. So he never got to go to the beach.
So well,
Like Brian was my best friend for a good part of a year.
And then I came along, you son of a bitch. Devin was my best friend for a while. Man,
Devin's a
speaking
cool
of which,
guy.
Josh,
How is
if you're
Devin?
watching this, real quick, Josh called me like 15 minutes before I really had to start getting in gear to get this thing ready, and he was like, "Hey, what you doing?" I was like, I'm about to start a live stream." He's like, "Come over here and get a steak," and I was like, "Boy, I felt like such a piece of shit telling him I can't." Because I got plans. I got plans of setting up dinner for me and my wife, and I wanted to go get that steak so much. His wife posted a picture earlier of his new grill, and it looks like a good grill.
He has like
And-
That's what I need. I need a
Dude, it
grill.
looks fucking good, and I'm sure Josh, if he's out there, if he's asking me to come have a steak, I'm sure he has pride in that steak. So I'm assuming it was good. And
Are we talking Josh Glenn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Man.
I hate
Cool.
that I
I
didn't
saw him
fucking
a few
go get
times
it,
when I
man.
worked
I
at
thought
Michelin.
about going just to get it, and I could give it to my wife, split it with her or something. But my wife loves steak, but she
Brian,
has to. I think when you're
yeah.
pregnant, you have to eat it like well done or something, right? I don't know.
This is
I don't know the
probably a
rules.
Probably.
question better for off air, but have you talked to anybody from our old group, like Ansley, Melissa, Kiefer, anybody?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh boy, stories. You don't know anything, do you? I don't know.
No,
Kiefer's
2 hours
always.
This writer's craft has
Kiefer's-
really derailed into a hey man, how's things been going?
Me and
How
you
is-
will talk later. Brian, me and you will talk later. But
All right, yeah. Basically,
let's go
everybody's a
ahead
piece of
and
shit
ask
now,
questions.
so that's all you got to know.
No, I
Like,
mean
nobody-
I honestly
nobody's
don't
good
care.
anymore.
It's whatever you guys want to do. I'm having a good time. I think
Basically,
this is
all
fun.
you need to know, Matt, is nobody's good anymore. Me and Tyler still hang out. Everybody else just like did drugs or moved away. So that's basically it. So yeah, it's just me and Tyler
You're
nowadays.
talking about
the old group.
Well,
Life.
I don't want to ask
That's
for his
life.
last name. Tyler was he's the one that played guitar, right?
Yeah, he's in like 2 or 3 different bands. He has like
Oh,
a
cool.
band he
I'm
plays
glad
in
he's- I'm glad
Colombia.
he's
He's
still
got his
playing.
side project. Yeah, dude, he's all
That's
about music.
awesome.
He was like, if music, like if being in a band or whatever doesn't work out, he wants to like try to, do sound stuff, like be an engineer or produce, all that kind of stuff.
good
Yeah,
for
yeah.
him, dude.
He definitely wants
totally,
music to be his life.
I think that's definitely something that you realize as you kind of move forward. Not saying this is necessarily for him or necessarily his thoughts, but like I always liked art, but I'm like I never really kept up with it. But now that I'm doing this show, like making the stream look good and doing all this stuff, dude, I fucking love it. And it's all a different form of art. So you kind of find these different kind of niches within your niche that you realize really click with you outside of just the things you're doing. So like maybe like, even though he wants to be the guitarist playing in the band, being a sound engineer, he'd probably be fucking totally happy just doing that.
Yeah.
Like,
And a
I'm
lot of times when guys go in the studio, they have like the dude who's like recording them. He's like, yeah, I can write this guitar part for you or lay this down. You could always do that kind of stuff. You never know. That stuff happens all the time. Some musicians
Thank
like
you,
ask
Emily.
the guys to do it.
I like to see him because like he used to come to over my parents' house all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like Tyler, you, Zach, just a lot of people. We used to just hang out at my parents' house and just
Boy.
play music
Oh man.
downstairs.
Oh yeah, in the basement and just
Yeah, with
jam all the time.
with the pool table.
I just
Oh,
gotta
man,
say
yep.
real quick, Brian, I don't know what the fuck happened to your Matt, are you seeing it too?
What?
Brian's
Yeah,
camera?
Yeah, Brian's
What's wrong
camera
with
is
my
kind
camera?
of fucking up, but
It-
like
it-
I
it
see him
look-
right here on the
it
Discord. He's
looks-
fine.
Yeah, no, yeah, I can hear him too. But the video, it looks like you were in a horror movie and somebody blew your fucking brains out.
Oh, that's cool. I hope it stays that way forever.
Okay, as long as you're happy with it, this is the
No, no.
representation
It's
of me.
it's
I want
probably
the world to see.
it's probably because of my phone. I have an alarm that keeps going off.
Oh yeah, maybe.
If I was gonna see if I could turn that off, but if
Oh,
I know if I
MB.
swipe up, it's gonna fuck up Matt's camera again, probably.
Yeah,
Nah.
she said She
So-
said well done steak solo, which is funny because my wife and her whole family don't know how to eat steak, so they all like them well done.
Yeah, you don't eat well done steak. That's not cool, man.
No, you only eat rare steak.
Which is it's funny because
Oh.
whenever I
Oh.
have steak from
Cow
her.
to boo.
Shut up, Matt. You're so rude. Whenever I go over her parents' house and they cook steaks, her mom always makes me a medium rare steak, and it's so fucking good. And I'm like, you can do this right. Why are you doing it? But to each his own, I suppose.
I don't know. I won't eat a steak unless it's about medium. I can't do too well done of a steak, man. That ruins a steak, dude.
It does. Medium.
What
I-
are you saying to me right now?
I don't know.
Are you saying? Well,
Danny
done
keeps
good?
yelling at me to fix the camera from the other room. So I guess I'm still like a horror movie victim.
Yeah, maybe disconnect and reconnect real quick.
Yeah,
It'll
disconnect, reconnect.
it'll mess up our
All right,
camera
I'll-
for
I'll
1
be-
second.
All right, I'll be back.
We'll be 1
fellas.
second. Then we're gonna get to the questions.
Good.
All
Now
right,
that
I'll
he's
be
gone, I
back.
can talk about how much of an asshole he is.
Tommy, can you put a 5-minute bumper in right now so I can go use the bathroom?
Yeah. I don't know what a bumper is, but I'll switch it to we'll be.
Yeah,
Be right back.
that's good.
We're
That's
having
good.
technical difficulties. Be right
Be
back.
right back.
Be right back. Mute
Hey, am I
yourselves,
here?
guys.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Mute
All right, cool,
yourselves.
cool,
Be
cool.
right back.
Fucking A. All right. Cool.
You're still muted. All right. Make sure you guys remember to unmute yourselves.
And we back up, baby.
We back. Sorry, I had to use the restroom. But we back.
It's all right,
since we
man.
had that
Everybody needs a
good
pee-pee
seg-
break.
Since we had that good segue of a pee-pee break, let's get into the hard pressing issues that are.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
be asking you some questions, boy.
I'm gonna admit to guilt accidentally. I'm going to jail by the end of this.
I had earlier, you had said something. I had a perfect segue into asking my first question, and as you can tell, 30 minutes passed.
And
You go ahead.
All
You,
right.
you got some stuff to talk about, Matt. You haven't said
You
it.
can tell this is an episode with a longtime friend. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
it's a reunion. It's kind of fitting that our story was about a reunion. Except,
Yeah.
you know,
There you go.
I turned it into killing
Connecting
people.
those puzzle pieces for everyone to sit there and listen to and fucking hate this show.
So one of them shows that's for the real fans of the rough craft. You know.
Yeah, man. We're for the diehards.
All right, Tom. You got to ask a question during the
Yeah.
take a shot. So I'm gonna pick me out a question real quick.
pick
Fire
your
away,
brain.
Matthew.
While you're doing that,
So I'm
pour me a nice
just gonna
delicious
go
beer.
down the list here on my questions. Since we're opening up talking about your outline that you sent us, the outline opens up with deities being created by a mysterious force. What
Yeah,
is
you can
that
call it
force?
That's the thing. All right. there's this thing called the eternal. Like, think about, all right, if you think about Genesis, Adam and Eve, they're just made, right? And God's just talking to them. Did they ever see God? Did they ever personify God? Did they ever talk to this guy face to face?
Nobody knows.
Yay? Nay? Nobody? Well, we're going to assume no, because they never said what he looked like.
Right.
But it's like that. It's that kind of thing. They
but they never said that what Adam and Eve looked like either.
All right, touche. But no, it's just this thing. It can't be personified. But that's later on in the story. That's the thing. I have all this stuff like plotted out, but I guess for now, to sum it up, it is what ties everything together. Just think of it that way.
It's the universe, right?
In a way, yes, but it's also not. It's complicated, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I have a lot of good ideas for this, and I think this might be the one I actually stick with and follow all the way through with.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to like stick with a story like that. Remember that story I sent you a couple of years back?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. You're getting public. Is that it? What you sent me back then, or is this a different project?
It's a completely different story.
Okay, cool. I really, really can't wait to read it, honestly, because the stuff you sent me back in, I think, what was it, 2016, 2017? That stuff was great, dude. I loved it. I wanted more, and you're like, there is no more. I was a little disappointed in you.
That's a story that I'm thinking about turning into a graphic novel.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
I could see
but
that.
The other story is completely different. But this is about you. This is not about me.
We can make it about both. Look,
no,
this is a reunion of friends. It could be about all of us. Come on, man.
Well, Matt's already talked about your story and your world a little bit. So, just a real simple question: what exactly is the inspiration for the world that you have going on right now? The world that you're building. Where did the inspiration? I guess the crux of it. Where did it come from?
I got
an idea.
You have an idea? What's your guess? I'll tell you if you're wrong.
Heavily influenced by Greek mythology.
A little, yes. That and a lot of magic lore and just theology in general, and also there's a lot of ancient civilizations that I read up about. Well, there's not a lot, but they usually had matriarchal societies, more so of women in power and things. I don't know. From what I've read about that, it's almost like a polar opposite. That's another thing that I really want to explore and dive into with this, because like I said, it starts off under a matriarchal society, but the wheels start to change direction a little bit as the course goes, and I just kind of want to compare and contrast what I think it could be like if the roles were reversed in our society, if that makes any sense. But it's not about that at all, really. It's just a theme to put in there.
Well, that's definitely a pretty neat idea to explore, having the roles reversed.
Bryan, have you looked into any at all of the SCP universe?
SCP, God, I've probably read every SCP creepypasta there is, man.
Okay. Have you read the Davites?
Oh, I don't know. I think that might be one I haven't heard of.
The Davites are basically a matriarchal system, and I want a culture or a people, a race based on the Davites. Maybe not so much body horror, but more into female matriarchy. And I was just wondering if that's where you got, like, in my book. I hate to bring it back to that, but
how does that feel saying that, Matt? Say it again real quick.
Your book, saying your
it feels
book.
Good. But
feels
what I'm
great,
saying is,
it?
I made a race of people called the Newmans. Now, in the book, dogs, cats, all kinds of animals mutate to be in a different fantasy race.
That seems cool.
Chimpanzees evolve into the elves, but they're matriarchal.
Okay.
There's a woman leading the Newmans, which are the elves in my story. So,
cool.
I'm just wondering, what inspired you to make them a matriarchal?
I don't know. It was just one of those shower thoughts, man. I was just making this world up in my head, and I had this idea of, to, like I said, the creation gods are twin gods, whatever, and I wanted to have balance with it, because there's male and female. But anyway, I don't know. Just this thought came to me that, just because they're twins doesn't mean they have to hold the same I don't not hierarchy per se,
Same
but
weight in their.
yeah, exactly. If you think about it, the female of the two is tasked with the more important task. Making living, breathing things that will move and shape the earth.
So that brings me to another question. Uh, how do you pronounce this? Lesna?
Lesna.
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 What did Lesna do to Rathos and Sargon?
She did nothing wrong.
Okay,
she did nothing wrong.
Okay, so they were just jealous because the humans were making her the mother of creation. Is that?
Not exactly, no.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's why the people love her so much, is because she is the one that brought anyway, yeah, sure, they're probably a little salty about that, but that's not the meat and potatoes of it, There's a lot more to
So
it.
what is the meat and potatoes of that? What caused them to be jealous?
Okay, so pretty much like the whole rain system I kind of described. So, like I said, with in the outline, the Eternal says it'll come back one day, right?
Mhm.
Well, it's been a while. Nobody's seen or heard from anyone. So our other two guys, they're like, you know what? Fuck this, basically, and fuck that bitch, and they have this whole little scheme cracked up to, we can get around, we can circumnavigate this whole rain thing. The Eternal's gone. We haven't heard from this guy in like 800 plus years. So I think we can hatch something and take over this, and this will be our world. We will be the gods of this world forever.
Okay, so they didn't want to wait for the 2,000 years reign when it would finally be their turn.
Yeah, they want it to be theirs, but then there's internal conflict, and of course they're going to turn on each other. But that's a whole different thing. It's. I wanted it to kind of represent power struggle, really, because everybody in today's society, like people in positions of power, do really dirty stuff to get there sometimes, man. So that's another thing I kind of wanted to explore. I didn't really want politics or anything to come into this, but it just kind of happened.
We won't talk about politics, then we're talking about your story.
I mean, I feel like with the world of gods and how gods come to power and stuff, I think it's very political. I mean, it's a different type of politics. It doesn't have to do with real world politics, but I mean, if you look at ancient Greek mythology and stuff, I mean, politics are. If you look at the definition of politics, which I don't actually know, then that's definitely what's happening. It's totally politics.
Yeah, of course. It's all about societies and how the societies are run.
To choose you as their deity, which is one of your themes, is that people choose their specific deities they want to follow.
Yeah. It's not like a deity after 2,000 years steps down and another deity steps up. It's like the people vote on that, right?
They have a say, but they don't have a say.
That's what I tried to reread through it.
They have a say, but they don't.
I thought I read.
What do you mean they have a say, but they don't have a say?
The people's voices are hollow. There's a whole plan. The Eternal has a plan hatched for all of this.
Are you comparing this to Electoral College?
No. I don't want it. I don't want it to be that way. It's an illusion. It's an illusion to them.
So are you sure you're not talking about the Electoral College?
Maybe. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of was one thing I thought about with it. I really think I should have just written just a chronicle of this election instead of this. I don't know.
I know.
Hey, Tom, you got a question you want to ask?
Yeah. Well, real quick, I've read a couple different things about different writers, and it involves like the way that people, I guess, hear or what the theories and ideas that they read into certain writings, whether it's a poem, a video game, or a book. People have their own ideas of what these meanings are and stuff like that. And I've read multiple ones. Like some writers will say, no, it means this. This is what it means. You're fucking wrong. And others will say, once it leaves me, once I'm done writing it and put it out there, everything that these people come up with, the fan fictions, the theories, the ideas, those are all true. They created those ideas, and that's a part of the whole mythology of it. So
that is really fun.
If somebody likens it to the Electoral College or something, then 100% it's fucking true. If they can see that there, it's true. But if you don't feel like that's the reason you wrote it, then that's not the reason you wrote it. So both can be true at the same exact time.
Yeah, it wasn't the reason. It just kind of happened that way, I guess. But oh well, that's what I got, and I'm sticking to it. I like this idea. Like I said, I think I'm going to follow through with this one. So we'll see where it goes. I don't know. Hopefully north.
Well, all right, so Tom, if you got another question you want to ask, go ahead and ask it before I ask mine.
I think her name was Lesna. Is that how you pronounced it?
Yeah, Lesna, Lesna, whatever you want to say. Lesna.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you say that Lesna and the sigils taught the people how to speak the language of the deities. Did the people have a language beforehand,
Oh,
or is there other languages, involved in your world?
no, I was just kind of trying to write that for flavor. It's like, and they
Okay.
taught them to speak the like. No, yeah. There's
No, I
basically just
got you.
one universal language in this whole little bubble of a
You said there
universe
is
that
or
I've
there
made.
isn't.
Yeah, there's just like basically one universal
Okay.
language. This whole thing is not very old, but it's, I don't know.
Yeah, you're still dealing
It's
with the
cool.
building blocks of it and everything.
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
still trying to figure out a lot of stuff what the people do from like day to day stuff. That's one hurdle I'm trying to jump
Okay,
All
well,
to
right.
kind of
hey,
put
Um.
things into
you
the
go ahead.
background.
Yeah, I gotta take a break. I'm still here. I can hear you guys, but I'll be right back.
All right.
Wonderful.
So the sigils, is that what they're called? The sigils?
Yes, sigils.
No, the sigils are demigods.
Sort
And-
of, yeah, basically.
All right. So in like most mythologies, demigods are created by a god and a human having sex, and the
Yeah,
birth results in a demigod. But
yeah.
your demigods aren't created like that. A
Nope.
god or deity creates them. So what are the roles of these sigils or demigods? I'm picturing something kind of like a golem,
Okay,
like,
yeah.
like a Jewish golem.
When you sent me those, I kind of thought about that. You can think of it that way, I guess, but basically, it's just they're formed from, I would say, the earth. If you want to call that formed of the earth, they just, they had to have help, so they just took what they had around them, and they were like, you know what, Lesna can breathe life into these things, so we can
Okay.
make things a lot easier for ourselves, and things unfurl from there.
Okay, like like certain gods use them as like messengers or anything like that. Do they have like any sort of powers or anything like that? Can they run really
Eventually,
fast or?
oh, I don't know about all. Well, I mean, yeah, they're better than people, if that makes any sense. Yeah, in terms of athleticism
Yeah,
and
like
everything, of
it's in your
course.
outline. You said they're taller,
Yeah. So
and
yeah,
have purple eyes or something like that.
yeah, that's one minute detail I think I'm gonna change. Actually, I looked
Oh,
back at it. I
really?
was like, I don't really know about that one, man. But yeah, um, yeah, in terms of athleticism and stuff like that, sure, I guess. But as the years go by and civilization becomes a thing, their roles, completely change from the things that helped build this whole thing, into going and living amongst the people and helping them run things and just being part of civilization. Totally going from one type of being to another, if that makes any
Right.
sense. Just really just changing your entire place in the world, which I don't know.
Well, I have
Seems like a
have
fun idea.
yeah. I mean, sigils like golem-like creatures. I think are really interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like for a god to create a golem who has also created a human,
Hmm.
where the human has a soul and free will and all this kind of stuff, but the golem are kind of like in biblical. If you're looking at it biblically, God created humans, but then created angels. Who angels don't have this kind of free will that we have. I mean, that's kind of mixed because how could Lucifer rebel if he didn't have free will unless God ordered him to rebel and all this kind of stuff? But
Good question.
yeah, it's kind of in that same realm.
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
you
Everything
know,
in this whole universe has the same type of consciousness, if that makes any
okay,
sense. It
yeah,
all the climax of the story explains everything. I promise you, it will explain everything.
okay.
But
And
I don't want to
this is the
spoil anything
Force who's
really.
going to come in, and then the story will kind of wrap around
Mm,
that.
more like they come into the force. I
Oh,
don't know. It's a weird little
well, let's not
wild
say
goose chase
Force
for a
anymore
while.
because you called it Eternity in your story.
Yeah, the
So let's
eternal.
not call it the Force and make people think that it's confused with Star
Yeah.
Wars or anything like that. So
Yeah,
we'll
no,
call it the
We
we're
wouldn't
not.
Eternity.
want people to think this is a bad story.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we don't want this to go down the shitter
I have a
immediately.
question about death,
Well, I have a
Ah,
question real
yes.
quick as
but
well.
I'm gonna let Tommy go ahead since you had to go tinkle.
What a nice
I didn't
guy.
have to
All
go tinkle.
right.
I had to go get some pizza from the pizza delivery man.
Sure you did, Tommy. What's
I
up,
was
man? What
eating
do you
pizza
got
on the
for me?
goddamn video.
I've been eating pizza all
Sorry.
fucking day, man.
Gotta bring it down. I got a little heated there for a second, just like that pizza I just
Okay.
ate. That was super
It's
fucking
okay.
hot.
It's okay. It's okay.
So let's see. we talked about the language and stuff, and you said there's kind of like one world language, which you're talking about it being very early. I imagine at some point people will probably create their own languages, but right now we're
Of
just
course,
on
yeah.
one. But
This
so
is
what
like
are the,
baseline civilization almost.
whenever you refer to the people, so you got I think you got like the eternal, the deities, and then was there I can't remember if that was
The
another word below
sigils.
the sigils, and then you have the
The
people,
sigils.
and you always refer to them as the people.
Mhm.
What are the people of this world that you keep referring to, and are
Just
they
think of-
all of one race? And does that race vary between areas, or are there many varying races that you refer to as the people?
That's something I'm still trying to hammer out, but really I was just thinking, think of just typical people like you and I. I don't know how normal people would act, think, behave. I don't know. But yeah, there are
It's
different.
kind it's kind of one of those things where you kind of give it a blanketed term, so you can kind of just
Mhm.
flesh it out.
Basically, yes, yeah. Because I've still I gotta work on that because
You can
there are
always,
certain the race aspect. I definitely do want to add that in there. Like Matt was talking about earlier with his stuff, that sounded really cool. So I think I got to steal something from him and
the best people to
make my
steal from
stuff
is your
better.
friends.
Yeah,
I think there's always you could always definitely have them start off as just regular humans, and then kind of world build ways as how they changed into orcs or elves or whatever you want to
Yeah.
do.
I mean, if you want me to explain it, chimpanzees are elves.
yeah. I was like, how did he come up with this this evolutionary
Gorillas.
chart of what's gonna happen?
Gorillas are dwarves.
Okay,
Uh,
man. So what are parrots?
They're
We haven't gotten that far,
Tyveer.
have we?
They're Tyveer.
Okay.
He's like looking at you like you fucking stupid. They're Tyveer.
They're Tyveer. They're bird
Did you
people.
not take 11th grade biology?
But small monkeys, like these little monkeys are gnomes and everything like that.
Okay. All right. I'm really
Right.
excited for this, man. I really am. I can't wait to get my fucking hands on this. I want my greasy paws all over this right
That's
now.
like a whole nother book away to really get into that. I think.
Yeah,
Hurry the fuck
it's
up.
a couple
Why are
of
you
books away
talking
to getting
us?
all this story,
See,
huh?
I'm in a
Stop
bit of
talking to us and go write it.
I'm in a bit of
I
a
have.
different situation.
I
than you,
have wrote it.
More now.
Where
Come
like
on.
you were
There's
waiting
gonna
on
be a
6
sequel
bullets.
demanded.
Oh, there
That's
already
what it
is a
was.
sequel.
6 bullets. Yes, that was the one. 6 bullets.
Six
Yeah,
bullets. Yeah, 6 bullets is
That
that graphics novel that I was telling you
Whoa.
about.
Yeah,
That's what I really
you
can't
were
wait to
you
get
were
my
wanting
hands
to hear
on.
about 6 bullets. His story that he has now, the Shattering Fall of the Nomads, that is like the prequel to Sword and Fang, which is what he was talking to me about, and I'm like, dude, this is great. I can't wait to really
Sword and Fang.
yeah. Or is it Sword
That's
and
a
Fang
really
Force?
fucking cool name.
And I'm like,
That's-
I can't wait to delve into this story. And then he's like, guys, I wrote a book. I'm like, finally, let me read it. And then it's not that fucking story at all. And so that's my biggest issue with this book. Not that it's a bad one. I think it's a great premise, apocalyptic fantasy. It's fantastic. I think it's kind of.
But you didn't get what you wanted. You didn't get what you
But
were
it wasn't
expecting.
Sword and Fang, so now I gotta wait for this fucking J.R. Martin to fucking get done writing his other bullshit, so I can hear the story I want from him.
Yeah, why
It's
are you
building
doing
up the
this?
Sword and Fang.
I
are you
know what
doing
it's
this?
doing, but I don't like it. You
Yeah,
could
we
have
have
wrote Sword and Fang and then did
expectations.
the prequel, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's coming.
What you said.
It's coming. All right. Anyway, I got another question about your story, Brian.
What do you got for me, Matthew?
Okay. So you say that Lesna was too busy to notice death,
Yes.
and the force that created the deities created what's his name, Netheran,
Mm-hmm. Nethra.
to be the death's representation.
Yes.
Was death a growing energy in your world that needed a
Death-
conduit?
The cycle of life and death is basically the center
quick.
focus.
I want to say that's a really good question. Based off the reading that I read, I think that's a really, really interesting question to have because now that I think about it, he did kind of just pop up after all the other deities did. So that's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the cycle of life and death is basically the whole key. It's the center point of all of this, and it's all found out gradually. Like I said, the climax of the story, I already have it pretty much written down on my phone in the notepad. Like it's a whole thing. It was probably the second or third thing actually that I was like, okay, this is what I have to work on right now, or this isn't gonna work out at all. I have to have this done, or nothing else before it's gonna make sense. So I had to really just put down what is and what will be before I can actually start on it. If that makes any sense, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, like in your world or in your universe, death. It was. I just want to know was death energy ever a thing in your mind?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Okay.
Like I said, the
Which I know,
cycle of
real
life
quick,
and death.
I gotta interrupt you, man. I know you said
No,
you
you're
were like
cool. Go ahead.
influenced by magic, and I know Black Death is swamps is one of the themes in magic. So did that play a part in it at all, or?
No, not really. No, not the you're talking about like the lands where you like get
Yeah,
your
yeah.
mana and stuff in Magic. No, that didn't play a part at all. What really the thing about Magic that got me was there was a block called Amonkhet, and it was based around like Egyptian mythology kind of. And there were like 5 main gods, and they kind of just walks amongst the people, but they had no regard for them. They didn't give a shit about people. That was just their world, and then they kind of came into it later on. But I thought it was cool the idea that they were just kind of around. And then there's another block of Magic that revolves around gods, but I didn't really take that much from that. Just the whole aspect of them being just larger than life kind of beings, but still there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, totally.
present, but they have to take kind of a form if you really want to see them. That's another thing I had to kind of flesh out too, but I'm getting there. It's a process, but I think I'm really getting there with this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so far in your outline, I really enjoyed reading everything in your outline.
Well, thanks, man.
'Cause I can't wait for you to actually write something for me to read.
Like I said, I have things, just not the story itself fleshed out. I don't have like chapter 1 for you
I
or
just want to make
anything.
a comment that I like how you came up with the gods play a leadership role every 2,000 years.
That was just a rough estimate. I don't know. There's definitely a thing to that though.
Well, how'd you come up with that?
Well, I guess it was just a random shower thought,
Matt,
man. I
hold
don't know.
on.
I was just thinking about it.
Real quick. Stop, Matt. You can't steal my questions, even though your questions. Real quick, I got a question.
Oh no! What you got, Tom?
Why did you decide to go with the idea of deities of the high deity for 2,000 or ruling things for 2,000 years, and then shift to the next instead of one deity ruling over as a king, similar to how Zeus is? So why did you do the 2,000 years? And I guess there's kind of a vote, but why did you do that instead of like there being a king?
It all cycles, or it all goes back to the cycle of life and death. Like I said, it's like the aha moment, basically, which leads the rest of the story to, okay, now we have to resolve the conflict. So, yeah, I don't know. It's put in place. It's all set in stone by the Eternal at first, but then, like I said, as it has not come back, some other folks start getting a little antsy and they don't want to wait in line, and they think they can just make it last forever if they take it in their own hands, and that's where we start getting problems. And if we didn't have problems, we wouldn't have this story now, would we?
That is a good point.
We would just have
You raise a great point.
right. That's what
Right,
that's the
so-
point. So I'm trying to make here.
If you don't mind me asking.
I do, but go ahead.
Fine, I want to ask it. Do you ever get writer's block, and
Yes.
how do you
Hold
break
on,
it?
real quick. I hear some laughter in the background to that.
Yeah, Danny's watching this in the other room, so I don't know.
wasn't
She's
sure if it
probably
was coming
laughing
from
at us.
I couldn't tell.
Hi,
if it was from
Danny.
you.
How you doing?
I couldn't tell if it was from you or from Emily, or from Danny or Emily.
Hi, Emily. I don't know if you and the baby are asleep or whatever, but hello, anyways.
Baby's asleep, but Emily's not. She's playing Hyrule Warriors.
Well, wake her ass up. We got to win tomorrow.
Just came out
That's
today.
a reference from Waterboy.
Oh,
But I just if you got writer's block, how do you break it?
I don't know, man. Writer's block's a bitch, dude.
Smoke a little ganja.
Yeah, I mean, some.
You're doing okay, Danny. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, Danny said she's doing okay. I think she gave up on figuring out the chat. What was the question, Matt? I'm sorry. Writer's block.
You got to figure out the chat?
I don't know. She's eating ice cream. Anyway,
That's a good
Fuckles.
answer. That's a good answer. She was eating ice cream.
that is an
I'll
excellent
take
answer.
she was
You're
eating
right.
ice cream over anything else.
Yeah, writer's block's a bitch. Sometimes I don't get over it, and sometimes I power through it. Like I said, there's a couple of things I've completely scrapped just because I get to that plateau of this isn't going anywhere anymore. So I just throw it in the trash, and it's gone forever. There's so much stuff that I've written that is just lost to the ether that will never be recovered. I couldn't tell you, man.
I guess
Except, I don't know.
what I would say real quick to interrupt you, our guest, is that the good thing
Totally
about that
fine.
is you still have those in your head. You still have all these ideas, and if they were
Oh,
good
I've got
ideas,
all of them.
you can still take those and then fabricate them to fit in within the new world. Because I mean, it's all your fucking shit. You
Well,
can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Well, the original idea, that I pitched to you guys that I've been working on for a while, I was telling you how I didn't like it as like for a book, as something to be read, and then you guys were talking about, oh, a graphic novel, that would be cool, and I thought about it actually a few days ago. I was like, yeah, I would actually consider like talking to Matt Sky and telling him what I have and what he could possibly do with it.
I will say real quick that getting a graphic artist is fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying I'd have to really sit down with this guy and discuss
Like,
business.
for me, he gave me the cheapest price possible, and it was like $300.
Yeah, see, if I could finagle something like that, that's cool. But I got to get everything fleshed out. But that's the thing; it would be really easy if this was a graphic novel, the original thing I came to you guys with. But
Yeah, I
There-
sat back and decided that I'll wait till the published book comes out, and then maybe use those earnings to pay for a graphic novel for another
Yeah.
story.
I feel that. That's nothing wrong with that. Being
That's the
patient
smart
pays
way to
off,
do it,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, man. You never know. Maybe you'll have a video game one day based off of your works, Matt.
Well,
I'll be
Tommy's
playing
gonna
it.
be in charge
I've
of
already
that.
called the
Yeah.
rights to that, you son of a bitch.
Ah, are you going to be on the production team when it comes out on the PS8?
I'm gonna be the creative director, 100%.
All right, cool.
So-
Can I at least get an executive producer spot in the credits, even though I'm not going to contribute a fucking
I'll be honest.
thing?
If I'm the creative director, yes.
Thank you. I'm not contributing anything. I just want my name on it
That has always
for
been my
posterity.
dream. Even back when only thing that I really was interested in was trying to do, and this is what I was talking about earlier with art and how it changes, is I used to always want to animate a cartoon. That was always my thing. And
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
now, like, if I could just do anything involved with art, and my goal has always been to create something that involves all my friends and gets all my friends involved in it. So
Hell yeah, dude.
if I ever get to a situation where I am in control of something, creating something, yeah, absolutely 100%. I'm gonna be every friend and everything that I have has influenced in one way or another. So someone like you, someone like Matt, who's already hired me, so it doesn't matter about Matt. Is always they're all
That
gonna
doesn't
come in
count.
and they're gonna be a part of the creative process. They're gonna be a part of the team that sits around in that office, and our job will be to go to work, to sit in an office, to sit there and tell jokes and have a good time together.
Yes, that'd be the dream job, dude. That's what I'm trying to strive towards. Let's do it.
Let me
man.
know when you're ready for hiring. 'Cause
I'm always available.
Pay him money. He'll
Not
No,
on
I was
Saturdays.
telling. I was telling
Matt, I'm
Tommy
ready
to
for
let me
hiring
know
you,
when
son
he's
of a
ready
bitch.
to hire me.
We're both ready to hire.
Me?
Come
yeah.
on, let's go.
Well, you
Jeez,
gotta
what are we
get your,
waiting for, man?
whenever you get your
I'll
book ready,
drive.
Matt,
I'll
then
drive.
you can hire
I'll
me.
drive 4 hours every day.
There you go. That's the
Get paid
spirit.
more than I get paid now.
That's the Matthew I know.
Well, see that's where you're wrong, Matt. You got to be willing to drive 4 hours a day to get paid less than what you're getting paid today.
Mm.
Because all I'm doing is I'm trying to make something like the rough craft livable. Like if I can make enough money from something like the rough craft to quit my job so I can do this full time, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think from the various streams that I've seen, I really think that the production quality of this stream, there's still some certain situations that need to be fixed. But I think overall it's a pretty good visual production quality, so I can only imagine how good it would be if I had full-time capabilities to work on it. And
I
all
think
the
you could
video
do it,
games
man.
I would get done. Am I right, guys?
I think you could do it, man. Come on, man. You got this.
I
believe
absolutely,
in you.
I could. And
But no, I've thought about that
too.
too, like being like doing a podcast or YouTube or something like that. Like I actually had an idea for a YouTube channel, but I don't think it would go anywhere. So I said, "Fuck that."
Well, what's, your,
But,
what's your idea?
well, I'm a broke person, you see, but
Mhm.
I really love playing Commander. Like that's the format of Magic that I play. But a lot of staple cards for Commander are really expensive. But there are alternatives you can use, to make a budget deck. And what I wanted to do was just like, because I've got a lot of deck lists written down and stuff. So I just kind of wanted to be like, hey, you don't have to spend $2,000 to make a deck. You can spend between 20 and $70 to make a deck that can still hang at the table. While, of course, adding some comedic elements in there to keep people fucking interested, because nobody really wants to hear a nerd just drone on about,
You'd be
Converted mana
surprised.
cost all day
Well,
long.
I will
mean,
say
yeah,
real quick,
there are
number
tons
one,
of podcasts I watch that are just
definitely
nerds
there's some
talking about the
nerds
shit, but still,
there-
I'm just one guy. Like, how am I going to pick up traction? So that's
there's
why I was like,
definitely
fuck it.
nerds
It's yeah.
nerds that are interested in hearing that ramble, but at the same time, that's what. If you're gonna start a new channel or something, you don't want to start a new channel with the viewpoint of reaching 1 million people. You want to reach
Yeah.
1,000, 2,000 people.
Oh
And
yeah, of
finding- and
course. I was
finding
like, if I
that
get
very
100
spec-
subscribers, I'd be fine.
Yeah, if you
Like,
find that
yeah.
very specific niche and doing something like
Mhm.
what you're saying, where you're doing deck building and you have that personality of being comedic and stuff like that, yeah, that's a fantastic idea. But
I
got
could
it's got to be
maybe do it.
something you want to make your thing. Like you have to want to be willing to make that the thing you're wanting to do.
I want that just to kind of be like a thing to do on the side for fun, you know? Because magic's my
Yeah.
hobby, so I might as well make another hobby out of my hobby, if that makes sense. It's not what I want to do like full time or anything, you know. But
Well, after
So,
this
Bryan-
show's over, or maybe sometime in the future, I can pull out my deck and you can tell me what I can make money off of. Because
oh yeah, totally, dude. I can price check your shit right now. Let's go.
I'll be right back.
All right, here we go.
Brian, if you do
Oh,
publish,
he's got the Almond Cat box. Okay, what?
I got
I was
this
just going to
overseas
ask
for
if you
free.
do publish, how
did.
how are you going to publish? Are you going to publish? Are you going to self-publish, or are you going to try to go?
Well, that's
traditional route?
where you come in, Matthew. You see, you know people that I don't know, and I see Bolus. All right. Oh, fuck it, dude. Tom, can I come by your house one day and just rummage through this stuff and pay you for the stuff that's really cool? Because
Yes.
that looks like a lot of bulk, man. I just got done sorting
It's a
through
lot-
literally
it's a lot
about
of nonsense.
4,000 cards.
Really,
Yeah,
the whole
okay.
bulk of it are just these two things. And I will say, when I was overseas, what overseas? I was in fucking Europe, dude, having a great fucking time getting drunk all the time. These people would send in care packages, and they would send these big,
Yeah.
like fat, what do they call them? Fat boxes?
Fat packs, yeah,
fat packs of cards and shit like this. And
Mhm.
like, and I know I'm derailing the thing, but I'm
No,
fucking-
you're cool.
It's great to be able to talk about all these, and these things were just sitting there at the wayside, and people, you know, you only have so much room in your luggage. Like, you know, we came there with a certain amount of stuff, and we got to leave with that amount of room. And somebody was coming to me like, "Hey, we got these. Does anybody want them?" I was like, "I'll fucking take them. I'll figure out how to." fit
Yeah,
them."
why not?
And so these two that you see is like 2 of like 20. You know,
Okay.
this is what I could fit in
All
there.
right.
And then
Cool.
like this right here, I think this mostly was from a night of Friday Night Magic we went to, and
Okay, so just
it's
like
all
some
the
draft
leftover
stuff.
cards that people had, and then
Yes, leftovers from
and then I
draft.
have
Yeah.
these are all my actual decks that I built when I was playing in
Oh,
2013,
cool, man.
2014. And
So
then I have,
you learned you did magic because of the military, right? That was like just something you
no,
had
not
to do.
necessarily. I did it in 2013, 2014 before I joined the military.
Okay.
And I did it as like it was great. Like I was going and buying comics every week, going to the Planet Comics, getting cards, getting comic books. Dude, it was so
Yeah,
much fun.
dude.
I loved that so much, and I want to get back to that, but I can't.
Dude,
because Planet
let's
Comics-
do it. Start playing Magic again, man. I'll
Planet
teach you
Comics is just
Commander.
not
It's
as-
way
not as
better.
fun. But I
Yeah,
went
Planet
back-
sucks. I hate going to Planet, dude. There's always so many douchebags there that just like
But,
take the game way too seriously.
Yeah, exactly. But I went. But I'd go there every week and I'd get my new comics, look at some new cards, see what they had, and it was great fun. Would go to Friday Night Magic and stuff, and I'd get whatever I could. We had this whole tray in my house when Matt lived here with me, and it was full of like extra cards that people could make into decks, so we could all just play Magic together.
Oh boy.
It was great, man.
Yeah. I got about 4 to 5 to 6,000 cards in a box like across from me in my living room right now. Like 20 people could come in and just play Magic in my living room right now if they wanted to.
That's the dream, right? 'Cause
No, it's
you're
not
like,
the dream. I don't know what to do with these cards. Nobody
You're like,
wants them.
I
Most
really
of them are
enjoy
useless.
this. It's
You
fun.
should
Let me bring
you
some
should
people over to
definitely
do it with me.
you should definitely think about making a YouTube channel then, and then
For real,
just
man.
having challenges where people take bulk cards and try to make a deck out of it.
Oh yeah, there's a popular like format called Pauper where people just take like cards that are only common and like just worth a few cents and like that's all they'll play. Like I've got tons of that stuff. My buddy was actually talking about because like there's this one guy I like to watch on YouTube. He actually unboxes packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I was like, dude, that would be fun. And my buddy was like, yeah, dudes get on Twitch all the time and just crack open boxes for Magic cards. And I was like, yeah, I mean, if I'm willing to invest, like $100 in the box and do that on Twitch, that'd be fun. And then turn around and sell the cards because you can always make like double your money as long as you
Yeah.
pull the right rares.
Yeah.
So Like I bought some cards today, and if I sold all of them, I'd probably make about $80. Like I pulled some crazy rares, dude. I pulled some crazy stuff today.
Well, have you thought about putting them on
No,
GGC player?
No, not these. I want these, baby. These are going in
Okay.
my decks. Bad.
I want these, baby.
These bad boys are gonna do some work, man. This is gonna be great. But no, eventually one day I'm sure I'll probably give up on Magic and sell my stuff, and by then prices will have climbed for some of this stuff because it's kind of like it's not exactly limited edition, but you have to buy the collector boosters for some of these. So
You want the first editions.
yeah, dude, I want to be the first, man. Nah. Yeah, it just came out today. Like I went to Walmart to buy groceries, and I was like, I'm gonna go check and see. And I was like, I saw the Commander Legends like displays, but no booster packs. The nerds had already raided Walmart by 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. But there was one little 3-pack of boosters, and I was like, you know what, dude? It's calling my name, so I bought it. And I'm so glad I did, dude. I'm so glad I did. It was so worth it.
I'm glad. I'm happy you got some nice pulls.
Yeah, I tell myself all the time not to buy booster packs when I could just buy the singles I need. But I was like, I don't know, man. It's brand new. There's so much stuff I want. Let's see. Let's play the lottery, baby. And I won. I won the lottery, baby. It was great. But yeah, enough of that.
Well, you never answered my question though.
I just want to say,
how do you want to publish?
Oh, well, that's where you come in, Matthew. You see, because I don't know anyone. But I don't know if and when this is ever completed. I definitely want you and Tom to be the first ones to read it and give me some feedback. So,
well, yeah, that's beta reading, but
well, yeah, but I'm saying
I'm just asking if your manuscript is complete, ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing more you can do to it. You think? Where do you want to publish it? Do you want to publish it on Amazon, or do you want to try to get a literary agent?
I don't know, man. It would be really good for like something like Amazon because that's mass distribution. But then again, you're a little fish in a huge fucking pond. So
yeah, you have to do all the promotion yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So starting small is obviously the best way to go. You don't want to like write a book and just like put it on Amazon. Nobody's gonna buy that shit. Like your name is not gonna pop up in the frequently searched. Yeah. Like so, yeah. I don't know. Probably just start small. See if I can go from there. I mean, writing's probably not going to be my full-time job. If I strike it somehow and people like this shit, cool. Yeah, maybe there's going to be a sequel. I don't know, but writing's always just been a fun thing. It was never a thing I wanted to make a career of, but hey, who fucking knows? Maybe I'll win the lottery like I did with these fucking booster packs today, man. I might write something cool.
That's how you gotta look at it. Opening magic cards.
Yeah, dude.
You make a YouTube
life
channel
is the
where
lottery,
you just go
man.
and open booster packs and people like fucking I like watching people do things that I wish I could do. So.
Yeah, that's what my buddy told me. He was like, just like get on fucking Twitch and stream yourself opening boxes. I mean, you would lose money if you can't sell the cards and make your money back.
I mean, if you're already gonna buy the packs and then open them, might as well stream it to somebody. Somebody's gonna be interested in watching.
That's also true. But that's my thing. I normally don't buy packs, but apparently that's a big thing in the community. Is like people will just like take the latest set and like got 3 boxes of Commander Legends and just watch people crack packs and just pull the rares and like, oh, we got this, and just. I don't know. I like watching this dude do it with Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't even fucking like Yu-Gi-Oh, but just it's the thrill of pulling those really good cards, man. It's all about the hunt, man. It really is. It's all about the hunt. You want to be that guy that cracked open that mana drain.
You gotta find it.
Yes, dude. I want that mana drain, and I'm gonna get it. God damn it, one way or the other.
What's funny about that stuff is really the quality of a lot of it. Really doesn't even matter. You're just filming. Hold your phone down and you're like filming the cards and people
exactly
be excited about watching it. It's super easy. But anyways,
enough of that shit. Yeah.
What is the main conflict you plan to have in your story based off of this world?
It's a power of struggle, man. It's like I said, Lesna's reign comes towards an end, and our other 2 big bads, they don't like how things are going, and they're like, the Eternal hasn't come back, this isn't this obvious. We've been lied to, so that's when the power struggle ensues of how, we're going to take this and we're going to make it ours, but of course they don't get along so well the entire time through, and that's, yeah, the villains never get along they never get along well for too long, right? But yeah, that's the central conflict is the split. That's kind of what I call it, is the split right now. Like I said, this whole thing is in its infancy stages, man. Everything is basically just a pool of ideas, and I've got like maybe 4 or 5 sections completely written out that will be fit into the story. That's part of it, but It's just like I can't give you chapter 1 right now. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, 100%.
So,
I
like,
believe that.
what kind of writer are you? Are you someone who does plot points by plot points and has a web diagram and all that stuff, or
I,
are you just by the seat of your pants?
I was telling Tom about that earlier while you were writing, the differences in it. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes I'm just totally stream of thought. Like I used to just like get really drunk and just start writing, and I would write so much, but I don't really drink like that anymore. So sometimes it's just sit down and stream of
Sounds
conscious
like
thought, like I said, or
sounds like you
sometimes I
should
just got to
start
sit down
drinking
and
like
plot
that
point.
again.
I don't want to start drinking like that again.
No,
That'd be
I'm with you, man.
detrimental.
That's never
Be
a good
great
thing.
for my art, but it'd be terrible for my health. I don't know
Hey,
which
man.
one's worth more, really. You're only famous
Hey,
when
man,
you're dead, so I might as well.
yeah, exactly. Was Edgar Allan Poe known for his works when he was alive?
Fuck if I know. I wasn't there.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
just,
But
yeah. So what is? Oh, never mind. I've already asked all my fucking questions. Let me just go and backspace.
oh, that's it. Are you dry? That's all, man. That's all you
I'm
got
done.
for me.
Matt, talk to him.
All right.
Talk to the man about something.
What do you have for me, Matthew? Come on, my guy.
Actually, I do have one last question before we end this.
Okay.
I mean,
Real quick,
some of the
interruption.
Oh, interjection, Judge.
Brian, Emily said hi in the chat.
Oh, hey, what's going on? How are you? I hope that you and the babes are okay.
Back to brass tacks.
when you finally get all right, here's my final question, and then after that we can do closing. When you do finally have a rough draft, who do you plan on sharing that with? Are you planning on sharing it with only close friends, or how do you want? Like, this is the rough of the roughest draft. This is the first time you finish.
This
You
is a
say
baby
the
infant.
end. Yeah, the very infancy of your
Yeah.
story. Are you going to share that, or are you going to go back through it first?
Well, of
and
course.
Real
revise it?
quick, I want to say this is a double-edged question.
Oh, actually.
Because Matt's saying, you better share that with me, you son of a bitch. And
I know he is.
Matt's also going to give you a lot of avenues that you can use to share that.
That's why I love Matt, dude. Me and Matt actually had this really weird idea one time where he was like, all right, I'm going to write half of my thing from my character's point of view, and you're going to write yours from your character's point of view. And I almost kind of ran with that at one point, but I didn't. Because I was like, that was mine and Matt's thing. I can't just take it for myself and go with it.
Real quick, I got a question involving that. Matt, did you do that before I came up with that idea?
Yes. We did this back.
This was 4 years ago. Yeah, it was 2016.
I couldn't remember if I came up with that idea on my own, or if you had mentioned it and I kind of piggybacked on it, or if I had mentioned it and you said, "Oh, I did something like this before."
Yeah, when you mentioned your story, I mentioned that I did this with Brian. We never finished that, but I still have all the documents.
Oh, you still have yours? I still have mine too. That's like one of the few things that I do still actually have. I kept that one. Oh, this was me and Matt's thing.
Mr.
Maybe one
Kingwall.
Day. Mr. Kingwall. Yeah, Kingwall. Kingwall was our guy, man. He was he was your protagonist and my antagonist. That's how that story went.
I don't remember I don't know how you guys wrote it, but that's one of the great things about Google Drive. One of today's sponsors, not really. Is Google Drive's fucking fantastic.
ExpressVPN.
If you have Google Drive, man, it's so easy to share stuff. Me and my wife share fucking like shopping lists through Google Drive, man. It's
Google Drive's cool.
So like you
I'm
make
just saying, Brian, we can continue that story if you want.
I would always, man. I'm always down to do shit with you, dude. You write really cool stuff, Tom. If you would write some shit, I'm down to hang out via whatever and write some stuff with you. But Matt seems to be the only one who wants to do it with me. So okay, fine, fuck you too. I'm just kidding.
No. It's hard enough for me to write my own stuff, and that's what's kind of cool about it. Once you do buddy system up with somebody, and that's literally like doing this show, and the plans that we've had before. Like we had a plan of doing an episode of The Rough Craft, which is just us coming up with a new story, and then would write a story based off of that and do a dramatic reading. Because of that, I wrote like 45 pages I ended up writing.
Oh, nice.
Like that's the most I've ever written in my life.
I would love to read that if you have it.
I can share it to
somewhere.
you. I still got it.
Yeah, I would love to read that.
It's not great, but it's not bad.
Who cares? You made something, man. Let's do it.
So like it was literally all completely based off an episode of The Rough Craft that we did. It was a story that we literally just came up with on the spot, figuring it out as we go. It was a 3-part series, Pantheon's Verdict, and it's pretty
Pantheon's
cool.
Verdict, that's
And
cool.
so, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. You don't get to work at your own pace and do your own thing, but at the same time, you have that extra feeling of obligation to it, and I think that really pushes
there's
people.
that. Because
Once you-
that was one thing. I was like, oh, does Matt really want to like keep going with this? Because I
Yeah.
might run out of ideas and I might run dry and disappoint him. Man, I really don't want to do that. But I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. At some point, somebody's either it gets finished, or at some point somebody's going to be that guy that's like, all right, I'm done doing this. I don't feel like doing this, or you just forget
Yeah, and I
about
don't
it.
want to
You
be
just
that
move on.
guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's what happened. We just kind of moved on from it. We didn't. We just kind of
that partnership writing, I think, is a really neat tool to use.
It was cool
when writing stuff. If nothing comes of it, it's definitely at least fun. Like it's great fun.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really fun when we're doing it, and that's what I was wanted to ask you, Brian, while you're here. Would you want to continue that kind of story? We have to go back and kind of look at it because where we ended it was our characters were kind of meeting up in a cafe.
They met at the funeral, and then they were like, "Yeah, I knew your dad," or whatever. And then they meet up, and it's like I loved the whole idea that we have of like these two guys are hanging out the entire time, and they have no idea that that's the guy I want to put a bullet in.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm sitting 2 feet across from the guy that I literally want to shoot in the head.
That sounds really cool so far.
Yeah, it was a fun idea. I'd probably maybe later one day, yeah, but like I really definitely kind of want to work on this one thing I have now because I actually really like this one. I think it could actually go somewhere.
Like
for
your
me,
character,
at least, but
your character was like the top boss of a CEO company.
Yeah, and he hated the shit. He just wanted to watch the world burn.
Yeah, and he had like a lower level manager character that my character killed.
Yeah,
and then
my guy came for all your guys. He had a list, man.
Yeah,
it's like playing D&D in a writing format, like
pretty much, kind of. Yeah, kind of.
It's cool that,
cool.
It sounds like the one that me and Matt did. Was I wrote like a short story, basically like a half a chapter, and I wrote it from the perspective of one person, and then Matt wrote the same exact chapter from the perspective of another chapter.
That's pretty cool.
It seems like what you guys were actually doing was writing the same story but from different people's point of views, which is kind of the same but different. Like you had two main characters, and you would write the one and the other one write the other, and so Matt would write something that would put it into reality, and then you would have to then counteract that with your character, and then you would just kind of keep building on it, which is exactly how like a D&D campaign or something would go.
That was like I can't remember what it was, but there was one thing that I had in mind. I was like, oh shit, no, I have to completely rewrite that whole part because that would not bounce off of what Matt had at all. I can't remember what it was, but I wish I could because I liked it and I wanted to keep it, but I was like, no, it won't work. Oh well. So yeah, that one's lost to the ether too, I guess. Yeah. Oh well.
All right, we can pick it back up.
Cool idea, yeah. And I
that
think
would be fun one day. Yeah, when you're not being a famous author, Matt. One day.
That's when you want it to happen. Is when he's a famous author.
Well, when he's not on working on his next Stephen King novel.
That's what I guess the point of it is. It's kind of like friends that have a group chat together that are constantly messaging each other and talking to each other.
Yeah,
you take a format like this, and it's always like you're sending a message to one another. So it could take you 20 years to write this story, but as long as you're it might take Matt 5 months to finish his version, or you a couple months to write your version, your section. But there's no as long as you don't put a time constraint on it, you just always there's never,
as long as there's no time stamp, it makes it fun. It's not fun when you're trying to do something with your friend, but you put a time limit on it. Like
if it's fun, then it's gonna be massively better, hands down.
Exactly.
If it's not fun, then why bother?
Like we haven't touched it in 4 years, but we're talking about it now, and it could be a possibility in the future.
Just imagine,
real quick, Brian. Real quick.
Yes.
Like we did the funeral scene,
yes,
and then we did another scene where your character invited my character to lunch.
Your character invited my character to lunch.
No. It was your character because your character was paying because my character was poor.
Yeah, but he was my character's dad's war buddy. Remember? I don't know.
Either way, both. I don't remember exactly how it went, but both characters ended up.
Someone asked someone on a date. That's what happened.
Basically, and both characters ended up in a cafe, and they were watching a protest come down the street, and
Mhm.
then they started talking this psychological
It
or
really sounds like you guys are describing like
sociological
a
Yeah,
D&D.
type of
they
conversation.
yeah
And
they
I
had a
thought,
It
yeah.
sounds like you guys are talking about a D&D campaign that you created. And that's what I think it's the more fun of it. Like it's really cool.
it's
Like
kind of like that, but
it's
yeah,
fun hearing you guys talk about it. And that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like just it's a never-ending story, and I think that's what's fun, especially against writing with friends. Not only do you get to see their writing style versus your writing style, but you get to see how it's like you guys are fucking fighting each other. Especially
yeah.
if
That was
one's
the
the
whole
protagonist,
point.
one the
yeah,
antagonist.
that was the whole point.
That
You're
was the whole
fight-
point. You
You're
know,
fighting
we're
each other.
we're yeah, we're
Say
buddies,
it-
but we're making these characters that want to murder each other
Say it
literally,
takes
but they
you
don't know it yet. So.
10,
Yeah.
15 years, just fucking just keep at it, man. It
I mean,
sounds
me and
like a
Matt are going to be
fun idea.
73 years old, and we're finally
only
going to put
problem-
this
Finally
book
finished
out.
that story.
The
Books
only
won't
problem is
exist by the time we're ready to put this out, so
the only issue is whenever the guy fucking leaves you on read for like a year, and you're like, did he not?
So I
like
wonder.
it?
I
And
wonder
then
if
the
Matt
son of a
ever
bitch
read my
comes back
story.
attacking you worse than you could have ever came back at him. You're like, well, now I got to take 5 years to come back at this son of a bitch. But it's a cool idea. And if you look at it as
It's
fun
just
in a
fun.
game, then there's never work involved.
Yeah, it wasn't work. Like I seriously, just like Matt sent me his thing, I read it and I literally wrote what I sent Matt in about 15 minutes. I probably hit the backspace key twice. Like, I mean, I just sat down, stream of thought, just wrote that shit, sent it to him, and he was like, cool. So I was like, cool. And it was a thing, but then we just kind of, he had his thing to do. I was working on something that I ended up just throwing in the trash. So whatever, man. It's a lost project. It's not lost. I still have it somewhere. I'll find it, I'm sure. But I
I
don't
see
know.
it
Maybe
kinda
one
like
day the rabbit
a-
will see a comeback. I don't know.
Oh man, I love
s-
that you remember the fucking murderer's name,
The rabbit, dude.
the rabbit
That was
man.
I see
was the
it
whole
kind of
point.
like it's like a video game for writers. Like when I have some free time, let me go play this video game. But it's
That's a good
and
analogy.
again,
yeah,
it's still like a D&D campaign. But let's listen here, guys. This has been fantastic. I've had a great time.
Yeah, this is
It's
fun,
been
dude.
fun, and not only reminiscing, but I mean, shit. The thing I was about to say after involved reminiscing, but talking with a good friend of ours we haven't talked to in a while, and hopefully rekindling some fire here, and hopefully
Yeah, man.
keep going. With
I'm
that
trying to
stuff.
light a fire under you guys' ass, man. Let's do this. Let's keep it up. Come
Well,
on.
I do. I have
Actually-
more
Actually, Tommy,
It's, shut up, Tom.
I have a question, Brian. Tommy kind of dropped out of this project with me,
what?
because of time constraints, and he was busy.
Oh, I see what's about to happen.
Oh boy, what's happening?
Would you want to help me write 6 bullets as a graphics novel?
Yes, I would be fucking
real
thrilled
quick before he
to
agrees
help
to
you
that,
write 6 bullets. Oh
if-
my god,
If
Matthew.
6 bullets get
Matthew.
successful, I get to join back on the project.
You not only that, you get a third of the profit, and you don't have
He's-
to do a
Whoa,
fucking.
He's
Oh,
he's your
no,
partner.
okay, I'm jumping,
He's your partner.
I'm
He
jumping
said
the
it.
gun. No,
He
I'm
said it.
excited. I'm just excited. Shut up. Nothing. I'm not on.
No,
the
it's been
record. None of that.
recorded.
I-
It's on.
no.
It's. I have a hard evidence. It's on my computer. You
He's
can't
got
take
a
it away.
point.
It's
Shit.
going live to the YouTube. now.
All right. Well, I can't backspace
No, me
that
and
one.
Matt's already made an agreement that we're partners in anything that we do. So
Hey, that's cool, man. That's a
We-
good
we
thing to
piggyback
have.
off
Except
each
for
other's
anything
success.
dealing with Sword and Fang and
That's
Oh.
a
What?
good thing, though, man.
there was never
gonna
any
get.
exceptions. If there's
always
exceptions, I take Death of Dying back. You can't have any of that. You tried to change Squirrel to a fox. It didn't make sense, man.
Now I have to read this. What?
Death
All
of
right,
Dying.
so
I'll
Tommy
say-
made a story called Death of Dying, which
it's a
basically
fantastic story.
All right,
It's
I
a-
want to
it's a
read
good
it. Let's
story.
go.
Death of
It is-
Dying is basically a
Real
world where
quick, real
death
quick,
doesn't
before you
exist.
say anything, Matt, I want to tell you, and this is Death of Dying is not my favorite story. It's not
Hey,
the story
Tommy,
I
you go ahead and
wanna write.
explain Death of Dying while I go use the restroom.
Okay, Death of Dying
All right.
is not my favorite story. It's not the story that I want to tell necessarily, but it
We all
is-
have those.
It
It's
is
fine.
the best thing I've ever created in my life, and I think it's really. I think Death of Dying is. I think it's a fucking good idea. It's a
Hey,
fucking
man,
solid,
cool.
great idea, and there's so many elements to it to get to where it is right now. But Death of Dying originated from me creating my fantasy world and just constantly world building and never going further than just world building. Never finding that story within I was looking for. And so it got to the point where the gods left the universe I'd created. And so
Hmm.
once they left, the idea of death was no longer around. So people could fight endless wars and nobody would ever die. And I took that premise and I kind of left it over in one place. And then I read a story. It was called The Egg. It's a short story. I don't know if you've ever
Oh,
read
the
it.
egg. Yeah, the egg's a fantastic little short story, dude.
And it fit in with a concept of a story I had of Thomas. He was one of the disciples of Jesus, and he was the seeker of truth, and obviously Tom. That's why I cling to that.
You gotta fit yourself in there somewhere, man.
Yeah, and so
Gotta make a cameo.
yeah, exactly. So I had an idea with him where he basically lived like it was almost like angels and deities would take vacations to go live life as like a regular human.
That's a fun
and
idea.
he lived the life as an atheist because he was curious as to how atheists would be atheists. So he lived the life of an atheist, and he came back to God. And slowly, it's like you're waking up from a groggy sleep. Like people are saying, "You're Thomas, you're this, you're that," and he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's so confused, and slowly everything starts coming back. But his life he just had is mixing with his new life, and he's questioning things more than ever. And he goes straight up to God, and he's like, "Look, why are you doing this? Why are people not believing in you if you're real? Why is this?" And he has the full evidence and thought process of an atheist that he just lived, mixed with the idea of a person that knows that God lives because he's watching him, he's talking to him right now. And so God then not necessarily punishes him, but he gives him a task to then go through the different circles of hell to see what hell is like. So he
Kind of like Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, it's very, very, very. I don't want to say inspired, but it's very much like Dante's Inferno.
Hey, that's cool, man. Dante's Inferno was awesome. They had to climb off of Satan's dick literally to get out of hell. Come on.
So he is then tasked with, and so the story is called Death of Dying, but the series is called Sins of Saints. And so Thomas is then tasked with going through the different circles of hell, writing a story, telling the story of, it's like a homework for an angel. You're sent to these different circles of hell to kind of like catalog what's going on there, so you can then learn and understand why God is, because everybody always says God's way of being is so much broader and so much more than what we can understand. And this is a way of sending a deity to go and understand that process. So
that kind of sounds like a little bit of almost a lot of kind of what I'm trying to tie into my kind of thing. That's I like what you've got going here.
Well, the first place he goes is to the world of the death of dying, and in this world, dying is no longer a thing. It's the circle of gluttony. This is where people go that were gluttonous. They overate themselves to death. They overdrank themselves to death. Whatever it was, they died. They went to hell, and this is their circle.
Okay.
And so it's a world that has been going on for 200 years. It goes in cycles. He gets there at his 200th year, and there's two angels that are over the viewing of this, and he has to join one of them because the other one has then become a part of the world in a sense. It's a long backstory, but basically in this world, you can't die. You can't die of starvation. If you end up getting to the point of where you start eating other human beings, you become, I don't want to call it a zombie, but you become this mindless person, and you're corrupted in your mind. They have societies that are built around sewing the skin of animals into the children and treating the children like cattle. It's very gruesome. I mean, it's supposed to be hell.
Yeah, this sounds pretty grotesque, man.
Animals that are going through the forest and stuff that are skinless, meatless animals that are still going through the forest that were hunted and still escaped. And there's a particular way of harvesting animals while still not killing them, while still being able to harvest. And it's just it's very dynamic, and the whole buildup takes this character who is from that village that I'd mentioned earlier of where they treat the children like animals. And he was sewn in and turned into a deer. Originally, his name was Deer. I've changed it to Fawn, which is a baby deer. And so he is the main character, and he's supposed to be the viewpoint. He's not a hero, but he's going to be the viewpoint to explain and show this whole world and his
Okay,
whole
cool.
goal. And there's more, interlocking things. And I hate this turn to a rough craft of myself, or the writer's craft of myself, but I love it.
Dude, it's all good, man. That's kind of how like my last thing, like the narrator was not the hero of the story. The narrator was just part of the party,
It's kind of like that. And so it ends up turning into him going around the world, experience the world, seeing all these different things, because he's been sheltered in this world where he was basically, cattle aren't treated badly from their point of view. And that's kind of how it was. And so he goes out here and sees the whole world, and he realizes that the way that you get out of the circle of gluttony is by doing some great deed and proving that you are no longer gluttonous and you're going to give yourself for your fellow man. And you can then progress and have another chance at earth so you can go to heaven. And so he's doing that. But this whole world is ruled by Beelzebub. He's the lord over this circle of hell. So he takes these people that come and challenge him at the end of the day to be this selfless people, and he gives them the choice. You can either be a lord in my court, or you can take the chance of destroying me. So the cycle, once it goes on to the next cycle, those lords, those people that challenged him, he sends out his men to go and find them, to then bring them a part of his court, and they become his lords of his world, and he just takes full control and domain over this world. And then Deer or Fawn, at the end of the day, he has the choice of, he becomes that next person. Either you're going to destroy Beelzebub and bring freedom to everybody, or you're going to be the next lord, and that's where it kind of ends. And so
he's been given the ultimate task.
That's the basic idea. I've written like 5 pages for it.
I think that's pretty cool, man. I don't know why you don't like that.
No. I like it. It's just not my favorite. It's like I like.
Yeah, that's, I guess.
He wants me to write it for him.
No, I don't want you to write it for me. I just think you
Matt,
would.
Can you write
it.
mine too while you're at it? That'd be a lot easier.
See, Brian gets it.
Look, listen, I will pay you to be my ghostwriter, man. Like, look,
exactly.
At this point, it's almost.
You couldn't afford me.
I think Death of Dying is one of the best stories that I think I've ever created, or anybody can create.
Like the concept. I like the concept.
But,
the reason that I was writing it,
that I would want to do. It's not. I like Greek mythology. I want to create something like World of Warcraft or something like that, or Conan the Barbarian. I want to create that fantasy mythology world. That's what I want to create.
You can do it,
I'm
man.
still, I'm still able to realize that something like Death of Dying in that world, I think it's more original and more interesting than something like that. But I would have more fun doing my world that I've already created from other things. But
Yeah, exactly.
Brian,
also, Space Road. Space Road's a good one.
Space Bros.
Space Road's a different story. I came up with
Space
in a dream.
Roads.
Questions
Right,
for
we gotta talk about that one later. So what's up?
No, I was just like, so you would be willing to, you'd be interested in helping me finalize 6 bullets and stuff like that. So
fucking yes, I would. Like,
all right,
dude,
so I'm gonna send you. Later tonight, I'll send you the whole Google Drive, and then you can go through it and change stuff that, or comment on stuff that you want to change and stuff like that. But yeah,
cool.
I would like some help on it and
I'll
turn
be
it
more
into a
than happy
graphic
to.
novel script.
Okay, so basically, that's my thing. Is like I didn't want to take that my last project I talked to you guys about. It would have just been too much, in the way of description. It wouldn't be a fun read. You need that visualization. You just kind of need script. I could definitely help you whittle that down to script, because that's what I was trying to do for a while before I was like, maybe I should talk to an artist before I even keep going with this, man. But I don't know. Yeah, I can totally help you with that, man. That'd be a lot of fun.
Actually formulate it into a good cohesive comic book script.
Yeah.
So me and you should get together after tonight and try to do that.
I'm totally down, dude. 6 Bullets was great. I enjoyed every fucking minute I read of that. Like, no wonder you're about to be, world famous published author Matthew Clark.
I'm not.
I want to say, not to diminish Matt's work that he's done, but I think the big key factor in what Matt's done is the fact that he's done it. I think
I know this
that
guy.
is the
he
difference
just
between
puts
a
in
good
work.
writer and a bad writer. Everybody
I'm a
has
terrible
great ideas.
writer.
I have great ideas. You have great ideas, and Matt has great ideas. But everybody has great ideas. the point where the rubber meets the road is the person that's willing to fucking sit down and write that shit. And Matt's done that.
That's Matthew.
That's the hard
That's
part.
Matthew.
And
It
you can
is, and
trust
Matt
him.
just does
you
it.
can trust him. You talk about something, Matt's gonna fucking sit down and write it.
That's what I've always loved about Matt, man. He's a trustworthy guy. He's a real stand-up
I wouldn't go
dude.
that far.
He's a dirty fucking liar, but he'll get shit done if he says he's gonna.
Listen, I'm trying to
down.
make him look good on camera.
He's,
I don't wanna tell
he's
people what
committed.
he's really
committed
like.
100%, and so that's the difference. Is Matt's, and that's why I've given Matt ideas and stuff. I'm like, you like this story? Fucking take it, dude. Write
Yeah,
it because
dude.
you'll be the one to write it, not me. And
Matt
so
was one of the first people I shared any of my stuff with because he mentioned that he liked to write, and I was like, "Oh, word, okay, I need some like critique, man. Like now, you got time."
Some people just have it in them where they're willing to sit down and do it, and I'm not one of them, and I'm working at it, and eventually I'll come up to a story, and I think it'll be great. But it's
Well,
just gonna
when
take
you
me a
do
minute to get
have
there.
it, I want it. I want it in my hands. I like a good story. man.
Y'all be one of the first, including Devin.
I want an autographed first edition
Don't hang him
press.
up.
What's wrong with
Don't bring
Scruggs?
them
It was a
I
joke. It
love
was a joke.
Devin, man. I love
Devin,
How
if you're
is
listening,
Devin?
no, I'm
You
just joking.
fucking piece of shit. Wait,
Me and-
I love that guy,
Yeah.
man. I miss
Me
him.
and Devin fight any more than two human beings can fight verbally.
Oh,
But
man.
anyways, seriously though, guys, this has been a great episode. I've enjoyed having you here, Brian. It's been great reminiscing.
Thanks, man. It's
and talking
been a
about-
lot of fun.
It's nice talking about future plans, rekindling some fires and stuff. But we do have to end this, guys. So thank you guys all for coming and checking this out. This has been the Rough Craft, the Writer's Craft with Bryan Pierce, and I hope you guys enjoyed this trip down nostalgia lane, as well as listen to us ramble on about the story idea that he's working on, and hopefully we can talk more in the future about where it's going and stuff like that. So thank you guys.
Let's
for
see if
being
I
here.
throw it in the trash like everything else.
It's either trash can or on the big screen. We'll see where
It's
Hold
either
on, hold on,
trash
hold
can
on,
or math
hold on.
hands.
You
So
guys
it's-
will
Before
not let
we-
me in this goddamn show, will you?
Before we end this, I gotta ask you a question.
I'm not doing that
This is a
spiel
secret.
again.
This is a secret question that you didn't really know about. What happened
pop
to the
quiz.
alien story?
Oh no, that that one's still on the back burner until I'm
Fucking
probably
love
40.
that story.
Really? Did you actually
Yes.
enjoy it? Because
Yes.
I was thinking about it earlier today because I was thinking about I'm doing this or whatever tonight, and I was like, dude, I kind of miss Billy the Alien, man. I kind of miss his little misadventures and all the shit he got into with Benny. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll take a look back at that one.
You
and
should tap back into that because
He-
whenever
channel-
you
yeah.
feel like it, because that
channel my
was
inner Vonnegut, and we'll see what happens.
that was a fucking great
Here's-
story.
here's
I
what
love
I'm
that
hearing.
story.
There's two types of people. There's people that come up with great ideas, and there's people that are willing to write the great ideas. So Matt needs to quit working on his own shit and start working on our shit.
yeah,
Matt?
Matt, we're just gonna feed you information from now
And
on.
then
You're
you
a
just
human
write
typewriter.
it, and then that's
Yeah.
win-win for everybody.
We're all gonna
You'll
get away
get
with
majority
this.
of the profits, all right, Matt? But
You get
all right,
50, we'll
everybody.
split the other.
This has been a great show. Glad to have Brian here. Glad to have Matt here.
Yeah.
Glad to have myself
Thanks
here.
for letting me talk my
I would
shit,
hate it
you
if I
guys.
couldn't come to an episode of the Rough Craft. Thank you, man. Enjoyed having you here. So you guys have a great night.
Hey, everybody, one final shot.
Oh boy,
Hold on, God damn it, Matt. I saw you holding it up.
this is
You're gonna,
I got nothing. So.
I gotta work for the next 4 days, man. I'm taking a half one.
Yeah, I don't have to work for the next 4 days, so
Why don't you have to work, Matt?
I got to work
Matthew.
Monday and Tuesday. But other than that, I'm
His
good.
job's top secret. Remember, he can't talk about anything
It ain't top secret because he doesn't have a
can't-
clearance.
I don't have a
guys.
clearance.
yet.
Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Thanks, man. See you guys later.